Right, we're back again. More Manchester United career mode on the Twitch channel and obviously on the YouTube channel. If you're watching this on the YouTube channel, it might be uploaded a little late because I've had stuff to do this afternoon, which means it might not get uploaded until I want to get uploaded. I'm aiming for 8 p.m. So if you're seeing this at 8 p.m., well done. Hello. If you're not seeing this at 8 p.m. or if you're seeing this later than 8 p.m., then I apologise for being slightly late with the upload. But anyway, we have got some more gameplay, of course, to get into. If you haven't seen the last episode, we started off quite well. I'm still unsure on what to do with the sliders. I'm still not 100% because even though it feels okay, I feel like it still feels slightly easy. So if you didn't see the last episode, we kicked it off against Everton. I believe it was Everton we started off against. We got a 1-0 win against them at Old Trafford. We also got a 1-0 win at the King Power against Leicester as well. Following up on that, we got another win against Leeds at Old Trafford with a 3-1 victory there. And then we ended up drawing our first Europa League game to Real Sociedad. Now, the thing is, with the sliders, I'm finding it a bit easy in the league. I feel like we're winning too many. I know we've only played, I don't want to say lower tier teams because we've played some good teams in there as well, like Leicester. But we've only played 4 league games, and I feel like all of them have been quite easy and maybe not enough challenge in them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it until we face a top 6 side, and I believe, look, I've gone on the calendar 3 times here already. I believe today, in fact, we will be facing a top 6 side in Arsenal. So when we face them, I'll judge the difficulty based off that match against Arsenal. If I think it's too easy against Arsenal, we'll change the sliders. If I think it's too difficult against Arsenal, we'll leave it as it is because that would make sense and a bit of a challenge would be right. So if you haven't understood what we're doing today, we're actually not playing Arsenal today. I'm an idiot, so ignore me, everything I just said. Brighton away at first, and then we've got Newcastle at home in what I believe is the Carabao Cup, but I will check. Southampton at Old Trafford as well before travelling up to Scotland to take on Aberdeen. Now, I thought we were playing Arsenal in this one. It's actually the start of the next episode we're playing Arsenal. We will have a tough test against Newcastle, whether that is Carabao Cup or FA Cup. I am just checking that, so I'm on these menus here. Carabao Cup, we have got Newcastle. That's not the greatest draw to kick off the third round of the competition. We take a look around. Liverpool have got Wolves. Just trying to look at the big 6 teams, really. Spurs and West Ham, that's quite a big one. Chelsea and Everton could be interesting. Arsenal, the only big 6 team, I think, that doesn't draw a Premier League side, which is interesting. As they will take on Exeter, but I kind of hope Arsenal lose. We'll keep an eye on that, of course, after our Newcastle game. See if there's any shocks, any shambles in the Carabao Cup. Why are Everton in round 2? The Premier League teams going in round 2 as well? I probably do. Take a look. Is there any shocks actually so far from round 2? Round 1, there's no Premier League sides, so I'm not really fussed on looking at that too much for shocks. I just want to see if there's any shocks here in round 2. Not really, I don't think. I can't see any off the top of my head. No, it's all... But actually, no, it's a lie. Top left there, Exeter beat Brentford. That is a bit of a shocker because, of course, the 2 leagues difference between them. But today we will try and continue our good form in the league. As much as I'm enjoying winning the games because I'm Manchester United and I love winning, I need a bit of realism. So, based off of this episode and the next episode, we've got 2 top 6 teams to play in episode 4, so it gets tougher. Based off those games, that'll be how the sliders be for the rest of the season. If I feel like the sliders are fine as they are, I'll just show you the sliders quickly for anyone who's not up to date on them. I haven't done much with them yet, so I would be happy to make it a little bit more difficult. Sprint speed's the same for us. Errors up a bit. Everything else more or less the same. I'm actually going to put frequency up to 55 just to give us a bit more challenge. Goalkeeper ability. I've always had goalkeepers be quite bad in FIFA. I'm actually going to put it down to 45. That might make it a bit more difficult. And then for CPU, just a little less error on everything, to be honest. I don't want to mess about with the pace because that kind of just ruins the stats themselves in-game. But I will give them less... wait, that puts it up, doesn't it? Increases, reduces the... Yeah, I've done that the wrong way around. So we'll take the first touchdown there for us, and then first touchdown error for them, and the first touch error up for us. I'm just going to keep trying to fine-tune them over the next few episodes, but episode 4 will be really where we see what we can do, because I do believe... I'm going to check the calendar one more time before we go into this game. I know my memory is awful, so we'll check one more time. I believe we have Liverpool and Arsenal in the same episode. We actually don't. Never mind, I apologise. We'll kick off episode 4 against Arsenal, then we'll have West Ham, Jagiellonia and Nottingham Forest, and then episode 5 we'll kick off against Liverpool, And then in episode 6, we'll face City. Potentially Chelsea as well. I don't know the whole maths. And obviously, at some point, we'll face Spurs as well. But the first team we'll face in the Big Six is Arsenal, and that will be within. We'll start the next episode to kick off next episode, which is not a great game to start an episode on, but it could be interesting as well. So without any further ado, we're talking too much now, going over shit. We'll just take a quick look at the news stories, and we will get into this game against Brighton at the Amex. Sub Rashford grabs equaliser. Manchester United looked for much of the game as if they'd be slipping to a defeat against Real Sociedad. Rashford, though, had the last laugh, coming off the bench late on and grabbing the goal, which earned his team a share of the spoils. We're on a superb run. As much as I like going on a superb run, I feel like it's a bit too easy. But again, we haven't had any real challenges yet, I would say, except for maybe Sociedad. Manchester United fans are no doubt excited at the prospect of another top-notch performance from their team, who'll be hoping to bring a run of winning form into the upcoming game. We're in great form, observed Manchester United captain Fernandes, and I expect to see us build on that. Jadon Sancho's putting in some quality performances. He's got some confidence so far this season. I'd like to keep that going. I think he's got a couple of assists. I don't think he's scored yet, but he's definitely been assisting. Jadon Sancho's been putting in some great performances lately for Man United. He's emerged as a real leader in games. Teams and fans alike were hoping he could sustain this level over the next part of the season. That's what I'm really hoping for. Some confidence to grow in some of our players, where some of the confidence had initially slipped. Couple of players I can name off the top. We've got Rashford, obviously. He's got his confidence back in real life. Want to continue that in game as well. Sancho's another one of those. I'd like to maybe restore Lindelof and Maguire a little bit. Donny van de Beek's another big one that I want to try and work on as well. So a lot of people we need to work on restoring confidence, etc. So we'll take a look at that as we go as well. My stream's crashed. I don't know if it's crashed on screen, but it's crashed on my phone, so give me a second. I always have it open just to ensure that it's running smoothly. Audio's okay. Visuals are okay. Everything's okay. But without further ado, let's get into it. We need to pick our squad first. And as you can see as well, transfer window's closed now, so we're with this squad until January through thick and thin. We've got a couple of options we can call back, recall from loan if necessary, but I don't want to unless I absolutely have to, if that makes sense. So take a look at this team then. We'll put in Malacia for sure. Ericsson is exhausted, so I'm wondering whether to put Fred or Donny there. I think we're going to go Donny for this one. Ericsson's going to get the full rest. The squad isn't that deep, to be honest. We may, if injuries become a mounting problem, we may have to change our idea in terms of bringing people back off loan. Quite a lot of tired bodies, but it was a rotated side last time. Elanga will come onto the reserves here for Garnacho. Martial will get the start over Rashford, I think. I just want to see what Martial can do. Again, I know Rashford's been a better striker so far, and we all thought he would be anyway, or at least I thought he would be anyway. But I want to see what Martial can do. Dalot, I believe, got the start against... no, it wasn't. It was Wan-Bissaka, sorry. Wan-Bissaka got a start against Real Sociedad, so Dalot will start today. I think I'm happy with that, although I do want to give Lindelof another chance. Maybe not this game. We've got a Carabao Cup against Newcastle next. We'll rotate a little bit for that. We'll have to rotate a little bit for that. Stamina won't dictate that we can do too much. So we'll go with that. I think that'll be the squad for the Brighton game. So taking a look, we have got David De Gea in goal, Tyrell Malacia and Diogo Dalot as the fullback options, Lisandro Martinez partnering Rafael Varane at centre-back, Casemiro, CDM. I absolutely love Casemiro. I know I talked shit about him in the Crystal Palace game, but ever since he has shut me up. He's won absolutely every battle in the midfield, and I absolutely enjoy playing with Casemiro. Fernandes and Van der Beek will be the centre mid partnership, with Fernandes, of course, grabbing the captain's armband once again. Sancho on the left, Anthony on the right, Martial up for the middle as our striker option. It's going to be a difficult one. Brighton are a difficult team to take on, and in real life we did lose 2-1 to them, so I won't be expecting an easy ride here. But what I will be hoping for is some kind of positive result. Even if it's not a win, I would take a draw, because Brighton are very good at home and they're very good against Manchester United. So what we will see here is the first game get underway, because I've been talking for nigh on 10 minutes now and we're yet to get into gameplay. As the game loads up, I'm just going to take a quick drink and then we'll get going for game 1 of 4 today, probably. unless things prevent a fourth game. There's a slight possibility this could be a 3-game episode, but we'll keep that we'll keep updated as I can. I may have to go in a couple of hours to go out, but I will try and maybe delay it a bit, potentially. We'll see. What I do know is that is Brighton's squad. They've got a good little squad, to be fair. I don't think they made many signings. And they've got a solid bench as well. They do have options on the bench. Here's our team. I don't know if the commentators are commentating the teams as they come out, or if I'm talking over them. But you can see what we're going with. You can see what the plan is today. Obviously, I think the plan is just to whack it down the right and have Anthony use his pace and his skill to break down Brighton. Or maybe we lump it into Martial to try and give him a header. It's going to be difficult to score, is what my point is. It's going to be hard to break down Brighton. It always is. But, of course, they've got Sanchez in goal as well. Very capable goalkeeper. So, it's not going to be easy. But can we continue undefeated in the Premier League? We kick off today against Brighton, and following that would be Carabao Cup competition action against Newcastle. I was initially going to just play highlights for competitions like that. But if it's a Premier League side, I may just play the whole thing. I may just do the whole thing anyway. I do like a little bit of competition. Gives me a break from the league. We kick off Malacia to Sancho. Bruno's going to have to knock us back to Malacia. Slide in from the Brighton player. Doesn't find anyone. Malacia into Sancho. Do they not? Oh, Brighton don't play back five anymore, do they? Malacia. Try to cross it in. It's blocked. It'll be a throw-in. United. But yeah, no, Brighton, I thought it still played a back five. Never mind. It might be slightly easier than I expected to break him down. Sancho. Keeps the ball under pressure from Lamptey. Ball in towards Anthony. It's not really the option you want there on the header because he is tiny. But Casemiro down as well. He's getting back up, so there's no worries there. I hope there's a couple of players I really don't want injuries to. Casemiro is probably the biggest one. Oh, fuck. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I don't know what is going on with my defence. They're at 6s and 7s there. And a shock lead for Brighton, maybe. Yeah, I don't know what the defence were doing. I don't have any idea, to be honest. There's no Varane, who I did commit out, yes. But that's not Varane's man, to be fair. That's Lisandro Martinez. It's a great finish. I just want to take a look back at this defensively. I won't do this a lot. Goanka's got 4 and 5. He's had a great start to the season for Brighton. I just want to take a look here. I did commit Rafael Varane out. Let's just go back to here. That's not Varane all the way up on their side of the pitch, is it? No, Varane is there. He commits to this, which is where I've gone wrong, and it's left a spot open in the defence, and it is Diogo Dalot who's playing him on side, and it's a fantastic finish. So that is partly on Varane, but obviously it's mostly on me for committing Varane that far up the pitch in the first place. So fair enough, understandable. I messed up there. Brighton do take an unlikely lead here at the Amex. I did say it wasn't going to be easy against these guys. Seemed to be another bogey team of ours, although the last time I called a team a bogey team, it was Leeds, and then we beat them 3-1. But that was poor from the defence. Varane, I overcommitted, which is on me. Dalot, I didn't do anything with, but I don't know why he was playing them on side anyway. I think it makes sense to maybe not play them on side. Anthony takes it around to Stupinian, but now needs some options. Tries to get it into Donny. It's cut out, but back to the Brazilian. Casemiro. Bruno tried to turn his man. Martial was not the ball there. I was wanting to get it to Donny. Or Anthony, sorry. Donny's a bit further back. I see the blonde hair and I think Donny, alright. Alright, so let's not commit any defenders stupidly now. We need to push for an equaliser as soon as possible because, like I said, it would be difficult to score against Brighton as it is, but now they've got the lead, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Malacia, good tackle on Solly March. It'll be a throw into Brighton here. It's not the United you want in this game. Martinez, good read there from that. I need some help. They're pushing here. Lamptey is pressing Martinez and we can get it around to Malacia. But like I said, it's not the start we wanted for episode 3, not the start we wanted here against Brighton. We're getting caught a little bit. Casemiro that time getting caught in possession, knocking it off to Donny, and now it's out to Anthony. Anthony cutting in, and I think he gets the ball first. Or maybe not. The game was given a free kick. I thought he got the ball first. I'm obviously wrong. I'm not going to review it because I'll happily take the free kick, whether I'm right or wrong. And it looks as if Donny van de Beek's going to be the one to deliver this in. Do I want him delivering, or would I rather Bruno, I think, to deliver the ball in? As much as I like you, Donny, no offence to you, lad. I think Bruno probably has the better deliveries on him. We'll take a look at stats and we'll figure it out, but it probably will be Bruno to swing this one in for Manchester United once the ref has got everything sorted, once we're able to continue play. Donny is standing over it. Now, I'm not going to shoot this because I've barely got any free kick experience. But Bruno, probably the better man to deliver this in. We're going to try. I've not got a lot of free kick experience, like I said. We'll try and do that. Towards Martial. Oh, it wasn't far off. Good delivery from Bruno. And just wide from Anthony Martial. It really could have been the equaliser right there. But unfortunately, just past the post. And it was smart to switch to Bruno there. The stats are infinitely better. Donny, don't get me wrong, Donny would have probably put a good ball in, but I need someone who will find the target that I would require them to find, and they did. Bruno finding Martial. Not quite on that occasion. Sancho intercepts, and it's going to fall to Donny. Anthony now. Despite Brighton getting the early goal, I feel like we've been the better side since the goal occurred, which is good. Anthony cuts it out. Tony into Bruno. I don't know if he's on. Is he on? He is on. Bruno Fernandes equalised, and I wasn't 100% sure there. That's why I went silent. That's why I paused. I wasn't sure if Bruno had in fact stayed onside. It looked off to me, I can't lie, but went for it and we've got it. Anthony catches the left back in possession, plays it into Martial, who plays it on to Bruno, and I think it might be Tariq Lamptey who plays Bruno onside. I think the defender as well, number 4 there. I don't know the name. I can't read it. Webster. My vision is awful. I need better glasses. Webster put a foot in to try and stop Bruno, but it hasn't worked, and we're equal here now at the Amex. The persistence has paid off a little bit. Solly March taking it past Malacia. I've committed in like an idiot, but Malacia does have the pace to catch up and take the ball off Solly March. It took a little too long with that one. And Sancho, that's a brilliant touch if we can get it before Webster. Not quite on that occasion. Bruno coming in with a lunge. Not getting the ball, so it would have been probably a foul. But Brighton do still have the ball. And the ball in, blocked by Lisandro Martinez. Corner Brighton. I really, really thought that was offside from Bruno. I'm happy that it's not, so it gets us back into a game that we maybe shouldn't have been out of in the first place. But Varane and Dalot at fault for the Brighton goal. Maybe Martinez as well. He didn't mark the man, but it was Varane's man to mark. Bruno gets dispossessed by Matoma, who's having a good run in real life at the moment. I see why he's starting in the game as well. Lisandro Martinez blocks the initial shot, blocks the second one. Brighton still have it. And a big bit of defending there from Leacher, blocking 2 of the shots and preventing Brighton putting our ball in the area. They are good, our Brighton. They're really scaring me this match, I can't lie so far. Almost at the half-hour mark, and Brighton, they've been good. I don't know if they've been the better team. It'd be maybe a bit of a stretch. I think it's 50-50, but they have created. That header was poor, but I think it was also blocked by Jadon Sancho. It has come off the number 25, I believe, for a corner again to Brighton. I could be wrong. Dalot and Martinez clapping in sync there. I want to get to Donny so I can block number 21. Anthony is the one who's won the header. Interesting. Not really what I expect. The person I expected to win the header there. Varane cuts it out, and that's a big cut out from Rafa. And Bruno, I thought there was someone down this wing. There isn't. We're going to have to just try. I was going to try and counter. Sancho's been dispossessed. I was going to try and counter, but it didn't work out the way I wanted. Malacia puts a foot in, and it's going to be a Brighton throw. This has been a very equal game so far, which is what I expected. Brighton have the ability to surprise, and so far they have. I was wanting to get to Malacia to mark that quicker. The game wouldn't allow it. Martinez is struggling. Oh, fuck. Martinez is struggling. And Brighton may have a route in here if you don't watch out. And they've got a route in because you haven't watched out. Malacia try to close it down. It's going to end up being Casemiro, the rock at the back. And now counter here because Brighton have committed everyone forward. Anthony. Into Anthony Martial. Can he get it back to Anthony for the shot? Straight at Sanchez, but he couldn't hold on to it. I'll try to go for the left corner. Casemiro from range is blocked. Brighton committed so many players up there that was probably our best chance to take the lead. We haven't done on this occasion. Martinez, oh, fantastic crunching tackle from Leach there. Brighton man complaining it's not going to be a foul. Martial out wide now. Not really where I want our number 9. Van der Beek, Casemiro, Bruno from the edge of the box. It's on his left foot. I want him to take it on his right, but he's taking it on his left. And that has, in fact, cost us there a little bit with that opportunity. I would have liked it to be on his right foot there. Right foot, that gives Sanchez a bit more trouble. Maybe even goes in. But so far, it's been lackluster in terms of scoring our chances. We do have a goal through Bruno Fernandes, and it could have been second for the skipper, but not on this occasion. Sanchez going to get closed down by Lamptey. Brilliant move by Sancho to get away. And now Fernandes receiving Malacia. Donny. Anthony just trying to create the space for something. Couldn't. He got closed down. 2 Brighton players on him there. And it could be Brighton to get the final attack of the half potentially here. Varane closes it down. Bruno spots Sancho out on the left here. There's no Lamptey to get in the way. There is now. He's cut back. 3 minutes of added time. Casemiro's asked for it and received the ball. Donny van de Beek up to Dallos. Anthony trying to keep onside. He has done it, I think. Yeah, he has. Could be the last attack of the half. Donny turning his man. I don't know why I took the shot on. I thought it would go a bit further in. I thought Donny would cut a bit further in before he struck it. But shouldn't have shot. Should have played it in. 1-1 at the Amex at the break. I've forgotten the guy's name. Guanca, is it? For Brighton. Getting an early goal for them. Bruno Fernandes equalising, the captain, of course, contributing for us at the Amex. It is 1-1. It could very much be more goals for either side. It's been a very 50-50 game in my opinion. So it still could go either way as we continue this one. Nottingham Forest and Wolves, another game to happen, but happen later. Match facts looking like this at the break. Not a lot of expected goals, to be honest, so that's why there's probably not been a lot of goals, but there has been chances created. 59-41 in terms of possession, 7 shots to 4 in favour of Manchester United, 0.6 expected goals to 0.4. But the most telling stat, I think, is the 1 shot on target for Brighton. They've had 1 shot on target and scored it, so they are clinical when they get the ball on the target, so we need to watch out for that second half. Try and recompose a bit. Not been easy, this one. Probably the hardest league game as yet. It did take us 80 minutes to break down both Leicester and Everton, however, so I need to keep that in mind too. But breaking down Brighton hasn't been the problem. It's the finishing again. Let us down a little bit so far today. And the defence has not been what I would expect from Varane and Martinez. And De Gea rescuing that one there to kick off the second half. We may have to make a defensive change. Can't remember if I put Lindelof on the bench or not, though. Van de Beek doesn't have the pace here, does he? Maybe he does, but he needs options. Anthony's behind him. He does play the ball to Anthony. Now, Fernandes. Casemiro asking for it. Casemiro getting it. Casemiro getting his shot blocked. Now Casemiro needs to make the tracking back. It's out to Mitoma. Oh, dear. Oh, beautiful tackle by Varane. Can Anthony keep it in? It's a shit touch. Initially, it was staying in, but the touch has cost Anthony there, and Brighton once again have possession. Problems here, big problems for Manchester United. Diogo Dalot putting a foot in to prevent Mitoma from making any more out of that. Trying to get it to Anthony. If we got it to Anthony, it could have been through for at least a chance there. I've messed up the tackle, but Dalot. Sometimes I don't want to commit to a tackle because I don't want to give away fouls, which is why sometimes I back out of them. Maybe I shouldn't. There was the Bruno shot at the end of the first half. Not to be. On that occasion, will we find a winning goal? Will they find a winning goal? Will there even be a winning goal here at the Amex? Solly March to deliver towards a Stupinian. Anthony gets enough on it. Donny can't get the ball under control. I think it's a goal kick. Donny couldn't just get it in between his feet there to get the clearance. Carabao Cup against Newcastle next. Brighton going to try and hold strong here for the point, I reckon. We need to push for the 3, I think. I would very much like to anyway. Casemiro, poor control. You don't say that about Casemiro much, but on that occasion you will have to. No, Dallo. Dallo's done enough, and it's a block from Caicedo, but Jesus Christ, Brighton really getting us into some tight situations here that I'm not very good at dealing with on this game. I don't know why Varane's on the throw. We'll just quickly get it to Anthony, so Varane can get back to his position. Oh, it's a stupid bit of skill again that I couldn't get off. Oh, it's a touch. I think the touch from Varane there took the ball at the path of Undav, and that is what saved us on that occasion. We are riding our luck here. Be lucky to get a winner, to be honest with you. It's been very difficult. Anthony, once again, losing possession. We're going to make some changes here because something isn't clicking in this team. And I think, and I hate to say it because I do like the man, but I think it's Anthony. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring Garnacho on, and we're going to switch him across. Martial has been, I would say more or less non-existent, but he did set up the Bruno goal. We're going to bring on Lindelof and Martinez as well. I've not been convinced by Varane, to be honest, but Martinez is a smaller of the two. I'd like to keep a tall centre-back on if I can from corners. Also, Martinez could come in useful for the Newcastle game. Varane, just about. I think Dallo got a touch that, which is why Varane was able to deal with that as easily as it was. That was meant for Donny. It's not going to get to him. And we've committed. It wasn't even me that committed Varane this time. It wasn't even me that committed Varane that time. And Brighton nearly pounce again because of Varane being out of position. It should really be Varane that comes off, like I said, but I need a tall centre-back on. That's the only reason Varane's staying on. He'll probably get the rotation from Maguire in the Carabao Cup game. It's a corner to Brighton. I should say, great save from David De Gea to keep the score even as well. Brighton are a little pain in the arse. Another good save from David De Gea. Webster taking the shot on that occasion. The thing is, with this, we could counter off this and score because we've got the pace to be able to do that. But we need to get it out of our own bloody box first. Solly March going to deliver it again for Brighton. We need to find a way to get this gone and maybe, just maybe counter off it. It's a good save. There's someone up the pitch. De Gea's going to try and launch it towards that someone. It was Sancho that was up there, but it didn't get to him, unfortunately. Brighton have the ball again. That might not have been the move. We do win the ball back. Alejandro Garnacho now on the left, losing it straight away. Try to fight back for it, but not on that occasion. I think we need to make some more changes very, very soon as well, just purely for stamina reasons. Casemiro cutting out twice, and it could be Alejandro Garnacho now, finding Anthony Martial. Sancho trying to keep himself on side. I think he did. Can he knock it back in? Not the way I wanted it to. Casemiro could and should win that, but nobody to play it to. And Brighton will get away again. And it's a problem now. It's bounced off Malacia. And we've got no helping centre-back here for Lindelof. We need Varane there. Varane has come back and we'll get it clear. The thing is, with Varane, he will overcommit sometimes, whether it be me or whether it be not me. But I can always rely on him to get the ball clear when we need to. Sancho, I don't know if he'll have the better of it. Stupinian for pace here. He's trying it. But there's nothing on in the middle. We have to run all the way in. Can't get the pass in. It's going to be a corner. It's a brilliant block from Stupinian. And we're going to make a couple more changes here. Off the corner. Van de Beek is exhausted. I do want to bring Casemiro off, though. I think we keep Casemiro on and we bring on McTominay here, you know. I know McTominay's a little tired, but no offence to Fred. I trust McTominay more in this situation, and he's a bit taller. Rashford would possibly... Do I bring on Rashford as well? I think for this corner, we see what we can do. We bring on the players for now. Van de Beek, break away from McTominay. Decent shift Donny, once again, not quite at the level where I'm regaining his career, like salvaging it, but we'll get there, hopefully. Bruno spots Victor Lindelof. It's going to come down to Martial. Lindelof. Garnacho. Oh, it's blocked. Dallo. Back into Garnacho. Martial is onside. Can he poke it past? No, he can't. Referee. Was that a penalty? I don't think it was, but I hoped, really. Lindelof, good tackle. It's not going to fall to us, though. Oh, I thought for a second, a glorious second, we might have got a penalty out of that. Lindelof, very good again. I'm quite liking Lindelof, I hate to say it. That is until he makes a mistake. Malacia gets in front and it's away. We've got minutes remaining. We may need to bring on the big man up top. We'll try this attack and we'll see. Martial, yeah, we're bringing him on. I wanted to deliver that pass from Martial, a touch ago. It hasn't done it. Big man's coming on. We're actually gonna bring on Fred just to freshen it up a little bit in the mid. Bruno will probably get a rest against Newcastle, to be honest, which is why he's not coming off. Casemiro gets there first. De Gea, Malacia, now Garnacho for Manchester United. Ooh, Bruno. Can this get to Martial? That's the question. Lewis Dunk get in front of the Frenchman. And it still could very much go either way. Is there a late goal in this for either of these teams? Bruno, Casemiro. Now to Scott McTominay. Martial try to keep himself inside. He does. McTominay. Ball in towards Bruno. It's not going to fall to him. I don't even know if we'll have time to make the Rashford substitution at this rate. It might not be the case that we get Rashford on. We'll have to just try and do what we've got here. Fernandes. Oh, tried to get it to Garnacho. It's looking like first points dropped for this season for Manchester United. Brighton may have a late chance here. Rafa Varane try to close it down. Every man just try to close down the avenues. Brighton have stolen it at the death. The limbs here in the Amex. I tried to get across. But again, it's like committing with Varane. Maybe it wasn't required, but I thought I needed to. I don't know what De Gea is doing there, to be honest. It's a great finish once again from Brighton's new midfielder. I believe it's a new midfielder. I've never seen him before. And I think he's stolen the day, to be honest. We do have the substitutes coming on now, but it might be too little too late. And instead of our first points dropped in terms of a draw, we could be getting nothing at all. We're going for something very late here. One last roll of the dice from Theo Johnson. Fred and Rashford coming on just to see what we can do. Can we push up for an equaliser? We've got nothing to lose. I mean, we have to go for it now. Sancho takes it around his man. We need some commitment up top here, lads. Commitment, please. Commitment. Where is anyone? Sancho. Rashford, it's cut out. Still on, ref. Don't blow the whistle yet. Okay, maybe you can now. And it's a win, but not for us. I don't really know how we've lost that, to be honest. I mean, it was a 50-50 game, but just a bit of quality from Brighton at the end. That's the only thing I can think of. It's a bit heartbreaking, to be honest. The first loss of the Manchester United career mode in its entirety. The first loss of the Premier League. Brighton get one over on us. It was a close game the whole way. Both teams having chances to nick the points, and in the end, it was the home side that did. Brighton with a big win. I'm a bit upset, but at the same time, we just didn't show enough quality. If Rashford could have come on 10 minutes earlier when I actually subbed him on, maybe. But I still don't know. We just couldn't find the creation today. And the finishing was poor as well. Once again, 57-43 in terms of possession, 10 shots apiece. And there wasn't a lot of expected goals in that game. 1.5 to Brighton with 1 for us. That's a tough one to take, but it's just the way the Premier League goes sometimes, just the way the cookie crumbles, and sometimes we just have to take that, move on, hopefully. Raphael Varane, I hate how he's man of the match, because I've been slating him for overcommitting the whole time, but he did make some good tackles as well. I just need to find the tactic for Varane, I think, and then we'll finally have him set as a starting central defender, which he is anyway, but we need to find some way of him not committing to stupid tackles that he was in that game. Bruno Fernandes, 7.4, and the goal. Malacia, Casemiro, Dalot, all decent. Anthony Martial with the assist and a 7. I would not say Martinez is worse than Lindelof, but it's just unfortunate circumstances which has lost us that game. De Gea could have done quite a bit better. I think they had 2 shots on target and they both went in. 5 shots on target, made some saves. It was a bit more stronger from Brighton in the second half. Credit to Lewis Dunk, though. He was closing down our strikers and our attackers every opportunity, and he gets man of the match deservedly for it. I can't fault that. 7.9 for Lewis Dunk. Guanca as well. I don't know who the hell this man is. Christian Guanca. I don't know where they brought him in from, but bloody hell, we might need to take a look at him. He was destroying us on the pitch today. 2 goals from Cam for him. Undav, who I know is quite good, has got the assists for both goals. It was strong from Brighton, and they just edge us. That's a bit annoying, but I did say I wanted a bit more challenge, and the game was decided. I think tweaking those sliders a little bit more as well at the start of the episode has helped and put us, or given us a bit more of a challenge here. But a first loss of the season to Brighton, sort of like real life, innit? Oh, mate, it was that late goal. I don't know how to answer this. I don't want to give a negative answer, but none of these make sense apart from a negative answer, so we'll go for it. Oh, it was just a lapse. It was literally a lapse in concentration. We just let him through, and we succumbed to a loss. I thought we win that, we'll go top. We draw that, I think we still go top on goal difference, but it's a loss, and we'll just go. We couldn't get enough of the ball. We didn't have as much possession as I would have liked, to be honest. Didn't have as much control over the game as I would have wanted. In the end, it was. I thought we were all right because Fernandes broke down the defence, and then we might push on for a second. But Lewis Dunk was very good today, and we'll give him the credit he deserves. Well, that's a bit of a reality check. Me thinking I could steamroll this league to a first Premier League title in the first season. It's not going to be that easy. Reality check right there. Look at the updated standings before we go into the Carabao Cup game against Newcastle. We won't be top, obviously, due to the fact we lost. I just want to see how far we've fallen down. We're in second still. Okay. Still on 12 points. That's not any big loss at the moment. Arsenal sit top, a point clear, undefeated still. Liverpool as well, still undefeated. Brighton, that win takes them up to 5th spot in the league as well. And look at the relegation zone so far. It's Leicester, Everton, Southampton. But that was a hard one to take, that late goal, that late winner. But sometimes you just have to have that little bit of extra quality. Brighton did, and we didn't, unfortunately. Player chat here from Anthony Martial. He wants to start against Newcastle. I'll think about it. The way that you played there, though, wasn't too bad setting up the goal, but otherwise wasn't very attacking. Wasn't a lot of attacking intent behind Anthony Martial. He did get the assist. I have to try and think about that as well. But the attacking intent was not really there. So we'll see what team Newcastle are playing, and we'll judge it off of that. But up next, it will be the game against Newcastle. We'll go. We'll take a look at the news, and we'll give this guy's credit. I don't know if it's Guanca or Guanza, but he snatched a win against Man United after his dramatic late goal, edged Brighton 2-1 ahead. Fantastic little player for them, and he may do wonders for them. I think he's top scorer now, if I'm not mistaken. In a grandstand finish, Brighton took the spoils. It was a cruel on their opponents. A late goal seen off Manchester United. The winner came thanks to a moment of pure slapstick, a goalmouth scramble, ending when an attempted clearance hit an attacking player and flew into the net. That's not how it happened, but I appreciate the detail behind the story. Not that Roberto De Zerbi was worried about how the goal was scored, given his team had had the better of things in most of an entertaining game. Again, maybe not the full story as well. They all count, and it was what we deserved over the 90 minutes, he claimed later. We probably should have been a couple of goals ahead by then anyway, to be fair. Alright, that's a bit of fabrication in that one, but they with that bit of quality, I probably would say instead of the win. Mitrovic, hat-trick hero. Oh, it was against Wickham, I was going to say. He's not in the Premier League, he might be top scorer. So take a look at the top scorers, actually. I want to see if that guy is top before we go into this. I'm nosy like that. Player stats. This is the FA Cups. Cole Stockton having a madness for Morecambe. But we want to look at the Premier League, and I've clicked the wrong buttons. All right, Jack Grealish still top. Goanka joint top alongside Grealish, Salah, and Berardi. So he's had a great start for Brighton. I believe there's another Brighton player in there as well. He was Undav, but I didn't quite get to check because I'd already backed off the bloody list. So, Carabao Cup up next against Newcastle. I'm hoping they rotate because I'm sure we will rotate our side a little bit. They haven't rotated at all. I mean, actually, Paul Dummett being in defence as well as Carl Darlow being in goal. Murphy on the right. A bit of rotation, but not too much that they're going to, just roll over for us. We're going to swap out Varane for this one. I said that was going to be the change. Varane for Maguire. Hendo will get another spot in between the sticks. The goalkeeping performance against Sociedad didn't give me a lot of hope for him, but we will give him a try again. Dallo for Wan-Bissaka. Fred will come into the midfield for Fernandez, with Casemiro going to rest for McTominay. We'll keep Casemiro on the bench just in case. Sancho will get off the pitch for now. Alanga off the left. It's a bit risky, but we're going for it. I think that's how the team will look other than that. I'm not trying Maguire and Lindelof again together, so that will be a no-no. I think everything else is fine. I do want to try and involve Van de Beek again, but I think for now we're going to do that. Fred will not be the captain. Not completely lost. Took and leave my senses. It'll be McTominay. But looking at the team, this is how we're going in. Henderson in goal. Shaw and Wan-Bissaka as the fullbacks. Martinez and Maguire partnering each other as the centre-backs. McTominay in that CDM role. It'll be a good chance to see how he can do there when Casemiro isn't playing. I don't know if he'll be a permanent thing there. I think we're making our CDM in to back up Casemiro and then push McTominay up to centre mid. But we'll come January, we'll think about that a bit more. McTominay is the CDM for today, however. Fred and Eriksen partnering in centre midfield. Alanga off the left. Anthony off the right. And Marcus Rashford in the striker role. I just want to take a look at my bench options, make sure everything is as I want it to be off the bench. We'll give Garnacho minutes in the cup as well. All the world are good for him. And the more minutes he gets, the better it is for him. And I think we'll leave it like that. I don't think we need Dallo on the bench or whichever fullback wasn't on the bench. I don't think we need them on the bench, is my point. And at Old Trafford, round 3 in the Carabao Cup. Let's get into it. I was considering using playable highlights, like I said, for Carabao Cup games. But what I'm going to do, I think I'm just going to save the playable highlights for the pre-season friendlies, because it means I get a bit more control over the pre-season friendlies as well, but it doesn't mean I have to play the full game. I think everything else, I'll continue playing in its capacity like I usually do for career modes. So, I think that's how we'll go. I think it's not a bad idea. Now, a bit of concern for Harry Maguire in this one. This might be this is going to be his proving ground. I really hope he can prove himself. Because so far, Varane, despite being spotty at times in terms of positioning, has been solid. Lisandro Martinez has been very good as well, like we expected. And then a surprise package of Victor Lindelof, who has been solid when he started as well, or when he's played. So Harry Maguire is the only one still to be proven. I'm not saying he's done bad yet, because he hasn't really had the full chance. He had the Sociedad game, but now he's against someone. Now he's with someone like Martinez rather than Lindelof. No offense to Lindelof, but Martinez can do more of the heavy lifting. Maguire can do the sitting back and tackle him. I think Maguire and Martinez might be a partnership I haven't tried yet, so we'll see how that works. They do have a couple of options off the bench. The main one, of course, Alexander Isak. But despite rotating a little bit, that's not a bad squad at all that Newcastle have brought to the table here. I thought they'd rotate maybe even a bit more than what they have, but we haven't rotated too much to match them. We've just kept most of our starters on. A couple of players off the bench, a couple of second choice players as well in. Not too much rotation. We've still got enough quality, I reckon, to overcome Newcastle. But ultimately, it's the Carabao Cup, so whether we do it or whether we don't, I'm not too fussed for Season 1. I would like maybe a Carabao Cup at some point. But Season 1, we're just building the foundation for this team in January. We're just getting the team together, trying to get some chemistry going with some of these new players and some of the older players, like Lisandro, like Eriksen, try to fit in a little bit more, like Anthony as well. Which is why we haven't done any summer moves. We just want to keep the squad we've got. It's a good tackle, and it's going to follow back to Maguire, who Oh, fuck. This is what I was afraid of. That's what I was afraid of with Maguire. And I was right to be a bit afraid. It's led to Callum Wilson getting an early shot for Newcastle, and it's just come from poor ball control by Harry Maguire, and that's not a great way to start this game for the English international. It's not fully away. It is blocked by Wan-Bissaka after Alanga got initial touch to it, and Alanga will bring it away following the pass from Wan-Bissaka. Fred to Shaw now out on the left. We've got no left mid option because Alanga is still not pushed forward from the corner. Fred will get it back to Shaw, who gets tackled by Botman, I believe, on that occasion. But yeah, Harry Maguire didn't really cover himself in glory on that exchange. Anthony, the player to watch, apparently, which I'm not surprised about. Lissandro, Fred, Alanga. We did have a couple of early goals from Martinez in this the first two games, but since then hasn't really contributed too much, which not concerning just yet. We're still very early in the season. I would like to see something from him soon to say the amount we paid for him. Lissandro tried to tackle Joe Willock. It's not going to come to fruition on that occasion. Still continued by, I think it's Jacob Murphy. Martinez will get it to Fred, and we'll get it away, hopefully, without any more trouble. Marcus Rashford dropping back a little bit. Ericsson. Anthony's cutting in to... I don't know what he's doing, to be honest. I would like him out on the right there for Ericsson. Wan-Bissaka tackled. It will be a throw-in. Saint-Maximin just couldn't keep the ball in play. I'd like Anthony down that right-hand side there. Ericsson needed him a bit more. Saint-Maximin pressing a lot here. Wan-Bissaka back to Ericsson. Into McTominay. Anthony will pick up the loose ball after the tackle. Christian Eriksen from range. Testing Darlow. That's the first opportunity for Manchester United in this match. McTominay heading it. Well, it was meant to be to Rashford, but a good interception from Newcastle there, and they will get the move going again. I want to switch to McTominay. I'm not allowed. Maguire's lunged. Why is Maguire lunged? Oh, my God. Great save from Dean Henderson. Saint-Maximin was through. I don't know why Maguire lunged. But great bit of goalkeeping from Dean Henderson. Keeps the score 0-0 in the Carabao Cup. Now it's it feels a bit more challenging, and this is what I wanted. A bit more unluckiness for us, a bit more ability from the AI, and it's going as a kind of the level I probably want, to be honest. Now we will of course review it still when we face the big six teams, but it's probably more the level I would like to have in terms of trying to win games, like having it a bit more like competitive. The Brighton one was really fun because it was competitive. I wish we'd be on the winning side of it, but you can't win every game, which is another good lesson. Trying to knock into Rashford from Alanga, didn't really have the accuracy on it. Had the power, had the floating ability, but not the accuracy. McTominay winning the header out to Anthony, who will have the better target for probably the majority of the game. Can he whip a ball in to Fred? He can, but it's not going to make it. McTominay, Ericsson, Anthony, blocked. It'll come to Rashford. No, it won't. It's headed away by Dummett. Ericsson will get the ball now. Anthony towards Alanga. Rhythm with absolutely no rhythm on that header at all. Poor from him. I mean, he's not really a header of the ball, but it doesn't amount to anything. Bruno giving it to Ericsson. It's not our Bruno that gave it to him, though. It's their Bruno. Just to avoid confusion, I'll try and say Guimaraes if I remember, but we'd have Bruno on the pitch anyway, so. Tommy to Anthony. Offside. I knew he was. I just wanted to see, really. I thought he'd stepped offside for a second, and it was the case. Tried to get himself back on side, but his trailing leg fucked him over. And of course, remember, if this goes to extra time, it won't go to extra time, sorry. If this stays as a draw for the 90 minutes, it will go to penalties. That's a poor pass, and it could be Manchester United here. Anthony onto his left, curling it around. Oh, what a little finish from Anthony, and it is 1-0. It's a poor pass from that target that found Marcus Rashford. Just clipped the ball through to Anthony. I was going to try and play back to Rashford, but I thought, why not take the shot? We've got the space, we've got the time, and Anthony definitely has the ability. I was talking about how he hasn't scored for a little bit, but he's nestled down to the bottom left. You have to admit, Carl Darlow could be doing a little better on that one, but it is a goal, and the first goal of the Carabao Cup, funnily enough, doesn't come from Ericsson like the rest of the competitions have done. It's Anthony who bags for Manchester United, and it's 1-0 here at Old Trafford. But now Newcastle will want an instant reply. Newcastle will want it to go straight for it. And they have. I don't know what's happened with Lisandro. I can't lie to you. I don't know what's happened with Lisandro Martinez there. I don't know. I don't know why. I think it switched off him for some reason. I did have the ball intercepted. It switched off him. I had to just bring Maguire across, which takes about 7 business days. It's a great finish. Every goal that I've conceded has been a great finish. It's just some circumstances leading up to it. I don't know what happened with Martinez. He was meant to be the one to cut that out, and I had it cut out. Then it switched to Maguire for some reason, and the elation we had is just it's gone back to just square one, really. I'm not fully sure what's happened there with Lisandro, but it is what it is. Can we get another goal immediately? Anthony, oh, he sends him to the shops. That was meant to go to Rashford, but McTominay can crack one from the edge of the area, and it's a corner. God damn, Lindelof and Theo Johnson talking about what happened with Martinez. Lindelof explaining that Martinez maybe should have got that, should be starting. Theo Johnson said, nah mate, just relax, alright? You'll get your minutes. Eriksen towards Rashford, not enough in terms of height on the cross. Fred, now Lisandro. Imagine if that just cracks in from Lisandro Martinez from about 25 yards. The scenes in the Carabao Cup round 3. Like I said, I'm not too opposed if we don't get through, but I wouldn't be opposed if we do either. Right, Maguire, good enough there. I thought Wan-Bissaka, the pass of Wan-Bissaka might be a little easier, but it hasn't proven to be that easy to do apparently. Eriksen, why has that locked onto Rashford? What's just okay. Newcastle looking for a second before the break, and he may just get it. They're playing it around quite well. I'm concerned. I'm getting concerned here. Luke Shaw, good tackle from him. Now I'm a little concerned about that as well. I was going to say I'm a little concerned about Martinez in this match. I think Maguire has actually been better so far. The goal that Newcastle scored wasn't actually directly Maguire's fault. I suggest it was more of Leach's, who doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Alanga keeps the ball going. We need some help. Help has arrived in the frame of Fred. And it's towards Eriksen. It's a great save from Darlow just before the break. Eriksen could have been scoring a header, but denied. And it's the last chance, probably of the half, for Manchester United to try and regain the lead. Ball in from Eriksen towards Maguire. Straight into the hands of Darlow. I knew I wanted to go for there. I just didn't quite have the ability to find the man. Martinez won't win that header. Oh, he will. Okay. Newcastle still may have one more chance to go before the break. Luke Shaw keeping it in. Will we get one more chance before the break? Fred, need Alanga to make a move. It's going to be Rashford into Alanga, perhaps. Just the touch has gone the wrong way there with Alanga, and that's going to be half time. 1-1 at the break. Anthony putting us ahead with a superb little finish into the bottom left. But literally, as soon as we did, they did. I don't know what happened with Leacha, but he couldn't intercept the ball to Callum Wilson. Maguire can get across. And in the end, it was an equaliser straight after our goal. I'm not 100% sure. I'll watch it back. There's nothing I can do about it now, but I will watch it back. I think it switched me off Martinez when I didn't want it to. But I will check that. Those are the results at halftime. Just taking a quick drink. Cardiff drawing 0-0 with Reading. Palace losing 1-0 to Forest. Brighton drawing 1-1 with Derby County. Liverpool drawing 1-1 with Wolves. And Swindon leading Peterborough 1-0 so far around the grounds. At this ground in particular, Old Trafford is 1-1 at the break. 60-40 in terms of possession, 7 shots to 3 in favour of ourselves, but Newcastle have the more expected goals, funnily enough. 1 expected goal to 0.6 for Manchester United. 45 minutes in the second half. It was last time it was 1-1 at the break. It was the last game, and we lost to Brighton in late time in the game, in injury time. It was Gwanka who got the goal for Brighton to give them our first to give us our first Premier League loss, to give them a win. But now, can we do what they did to us against Newcastle? Can we find a winner? Eriksen dispossessed, didn't play it off in time. I want Anthony to make a bit more of a move, to be honest. It wasn't to come. I don't still want to be Martinez. Martinez is that position now. But Fred, that's a great interception. Alanga, if you can make the run, lad, we might be in business. I mean, Alanga didn't make the run. It was just a poor pass. Maguire will stay ahead of Seko Fofana here, and we'll get it away to Shaw. He'll get it down the line. Not quite to the player I wanted to get to. But it was the idea was there. A good save from Hendo. I want to get to Shaw there rather than Martinez. Early change in the second half. Ruben Garcia to be exact, coming on for Jacob Murphy, who wasn't awful but was dispossessed by Shaw a lot. Doesn't look happy about the change. Speaking of changes, we'll have to bring on Martial at some point. He did ask for game time here, so we will have to do that. He may be what we need, to be honest, to find the difference in this one. Oh, no, good save. Newcastle playing it around quite well. If Paul Dummett scores the winner against me, then the career mode's over. I'm sorry. Now, that's a problem. That is a problem. Callum Wilson making way for someone probably more prolific in Alexander Isak. I'm not convinced that we can maybe win this anymore with Isak on the pitch. It's headed away initially, not fully away. Fred dispossesses but doesn't keep the ball. And Isak can't get away from Maguire there. Fred to Alanga. Rashford. Alanga again. He does have the pace to beat Trippier, but does he have the ability to play something in here? Alanga. Not quite. Eriksen. Fred. Now McTominay, who was facing backwards for some reason. Not really sure why. Oh, we are in trouble. Alexander Isak has gone through here. Can I get Maguire, please? I wanted to switch to Maguire a while ago. I know he wanted to commit to his man that he was marking, but I needed him across there a little earlier. Leacher getting in the way. And then the rebound will go wide. We're going to make some changes. We need to... I think Martial does need to come on. We need that bit of... I don't know what we need from Martial. A bit of strength, maybe? I mean, Rashford is better. I hate to say it. We're also... Do we risk him? We've got a game in 3 days. Do we bring on Bruno just yet? Or do we give it a few more minutes? I'm going to give it a few more minutes. But we are going to bring on Garnacho, because Alanga hasn't really filled me with any confidence today. Bruno will still be on the bench for now. He will get his minutes, and I consider bringing on Lindelof, probably for Maguire. I know I said in a small centre-back, but Lindelof is probably tall enough to be okay in that sitch. But it's just trying to find that opportunity. Oh, you fucking donut. It's a good save. It's an easy save. I knew as soon as that ball left Maguire's foot, it wasn't getting to the player I wanted it to get to. Anthony, Eriksen, Anthony Martial running through the middle. It's gone down to Fred for some reason. Not where I aimed it, so that's why I was confused a little bit. Garnacho into Fred. Martial, is he onside? Not what I wanted to do. Yes, he's onside. What is this? I wanted to, why is he not taking it? I don't know why he's not taking it on his right foot, to be honest. I couldn't tell you. No, I couldn't tell you for a month of Sundays why he isn't taking it on his right foot. What I do know is it's wide, and it is a goal kick for Newcastle United. Yeah, not really what we're looking for there, Tony. A bit more accuracy and ability, please. You did ask for minutes. I've been nice enough to give you minutes. Don't make me look wrong here. Shaw should win that header, and he does. It's going to fall to Garnacho, who's been taken out in his prime. Referee. Jesus. Everton will have the pleasure of facing Newcastle next in the Premier League. We faced Everton. We know they're difficult to break down, but as it has been proven so far, so are Newcastle. So it could be an interesting one there. We'll never know the score because it's not an Everton or a Newcastle career mode, but Fred, probably the man to make way if Bruno does come on. Garnacho, oh, it's just slipped away from him. That would have been a moment. That would have been a moment for the Wonder Kid. It's a great tackle. And now a great tackle there, wins us the ball back. Lisandro Martinez, Eriksen, into Tony Martial, who turns his man, Sven Botman in the dust. Good save from Darlow. And we'll absolutely take a corner because I want to make the change now with Fernandes. I think I said Fred was going to come off. I lied. Eriksen is probably going to be a man to make way. Slightly less stamina. And I think what we're going to do... Do we bring on Casemiro as well? I think we will. I think we will bring on Casemiro. He does have good stamina. So bring on Casemiro as well. And I think that's us. That's more or less our top lineup, except for Garnacho. And Varane. And De Gea. So it's not really our top lineup at all. There's still a few players missing from it. 1-1 here, still in the Carabao Cup. Bruno to deliver this ball in. Will it be a good one? Bruno, not really enough on it. It'll fall to Alejandro Garnacho, who knocks it to Fred. It's hit the ball, not with any power though. He has hit it into the floor. Ball bounced, but straight to the hands of Carl Darlow. Now Newcastle could counter if we don't watch out. And we aren't watching out too well here. Leach gets a good tackle in, and now it could be us. Lisandro Martinez making the run forward, spots Garnacho out left. Ball does get to Alejandro Garnacho. Trying to pick up Martial. It's going to fall to Fernandez. Not quite though. Botman getting it away. And we may see penalties here yet, ladies and gentlemen. It's part of the reason I brought Bruno on, and maybe should have kept Ericsson on if it was going to go to penalties. But it might not go to penalties. It's a power shot. Interesting choice to shoot it all the way from back there. But it was an idea. Fred gets it to Shaw. We're not going to talk about the fact that Dean Henderson nearly threw it to our striker because he was standing right in front. I did see that, by the way, don't get me wrong. Garnacho into Fred. Tony Marshall came from France. I should have passed it across. That's so stupid from me. Should have passed it across. It's a good save from Darlow, but I should have passed it across. That would have done it. That would have definitely done it. That's poor from me. Leach are getting in the way. Luke Shaw. Fred. In to nobody. It was meant for Martial. It's been cut out. Isak, good save from Henderson. I think with that, we're going to make our final change of the day. I know Maguire's got decent penalty ability, but I just don't trust him for the last 10 minutes. If we get to penalties, we need to get to penalties first. So Maguire will make way for Lindelof. Kraft coming on for Dummett. We've made all our changes now. We're on 10 minutes before the end of this third round Carabao Cup tie. And it's been another close one. A United chant breaking out, but which United are they chanting for, Chris Kamara? I mean, in all seriousness, they'll be chanting for the boys in red. It is at Old Trafford. They're going to go short here, so we'll keep Fred on this one. There's 2 men that have gone short. Fred has got the ball. Can he keep it in? I didn't see because of the linesman, but the linesman did say no, he didn't. I'm not sure on that one because I didn't see it. It's headed just about away from Martinez. I think it actually might be the Newcastle players won it. Here was a chance from Alexander Isak. Henderson's had a busy day. It's a good save, tipping it over the bar. Hendo to take the goal kick. Sorry, I had to sneeze. If I suddenly randomly mute or anything mid-sentence, I don't have to sneeze. That's the reason. Fred. Out to Garnacho. Martial, mate, you were asking for the game and you've not done anything since you came on. I should just get Rashford on. Offside against number 7. Can't remember who number 7 is. Is it that Garcia bloke? Barely offside, but it is offside, and that's all that matters. Barely is still offside, right? Anyone who doesn't know the offside rule. Leacher. And play it to Shaw. Fred. Garnacho. Back into Fred. Can we find a late winner here? Manchester United. Casemiro! Oh, it's a great save. Darlow with another save. It's been a day of the goalkeepers, I can't lie. Henderson's been good in our net. But you've got to give credit to Darlow as well, in between the Newcastle sticks. 3 odd minutes left before we go to possible penalties. Bruno wanted a bit more power on that, really. But Tony! Oh, it's a hold by Carl Darlow. Newcastle will be pushing for it. Luke Shaw should win that. There's absolutely nobody to play it to, that's the issue though. Got another late loss here. Like we did against Brighton, Rayleigh. I wonder if Malacia may have been a man to bring on for Shaw. He's looking a bit tired. Not long left. In fact, we're in injury time. Anthony, 5 minutes. Oh, he's not with that, right. I understand that he was miles off, but surely he was back on by the time I made the pass. Oh, he's fucking trailing leg. I thought he was back on by the time I made the ball. I understand the initial run from him was offside. I thought I'd done it in time. Lisandro Martinez can't win the ball. It's going to be Newcastle moving to get the last roll of dice here, which is concerning. Luke Shaw, good tackle. Garnacho. Into Martial. Back to Garnacho. And now our number 9 back in possession. Can't find anyone. It's a free kick. Can we take it quickly? Can we take it quickly? No, we can't. For some reason, it wouldn't allow us. We'll try and get us to Anthony. Back to Bruno. Try and find a way through here. Casemiro to Fred. Martial. Oh, it wasn't enough on the shot, and it will be penalties. A first penalty shootout in the Manchester United career mode. I haven't done a lot of penalty shootouts. Only the ones that were in the World Cup stream a couple of days ago, or about a week ago now, probably. Those are the only penalty shootouts I've done. I've had maybe 3 chances at doing penalty shootouts, which is still quite a lot, to be fair. Penalty shootouts don't come around all that often, but what I do know is that we're in one now. Take a look at the stats. I don't know who deserves it, really. Either of the goalkeepers deserve it, and it'll be the goalkeepers that might be the heroes in this one. 58-42 in terms of possession for Manchester United. 14 shots to 11 in favour of Manchester United. However, the expected goals go in favour of the away side. 2.8 to 2 in terms of expected goals. Take a look at the penalty takers then. Obviously, Bruno. I will just go with this order. There's no reason to not go with just the basic order. I'm wishing I kept Eriksen on, though. But we do have Fred. Fred was the one I was considering bringing off for Bruno, and I maybe should have, but I haven't. And it's spot kicks to determine who'll go through in this one. It would be Bruno Fernandes, I believe, to go first. Brilliant penalty. No doubt from Bruno. Alexander Isak versus Dean Henderson. Oh, he saved it with his legs. Come on. Tony going left. Darlow going right. Come on. Ruben Garcia for Newcastle. He's chipped it down the middle. Made Henderson look a mug. Anthony. Straight down the middle with power. Come on. Trippier has to convert here. And he does a chip down the middle as well. Casemiro, absolutely need you to finish this, lad. Casemiro, what a cracking penalty. And it comes down to Bruno Guimaraes for Newcastle United. Will it be? He's gone right. Dean Henderson was going to go left. And now it's down to Fred. Oh, that's a brilliant save. It's a cracking penalty as well. It's a very good save. Oh, it's Joe Willock versus Dean Henderson. Straight down the middle. I hate sitting in the middle. I always dive. Alejandro Garnacho. It's saved by Darlow. Alan Saint-Maximin. I ain't going nowhere. I didn't go anywhere, but maybe should have moved across a little bit. It's a shit penalty. It went off, but what can you do? Newcastle United advance. And this was the winning penalty. Alan Saint-Maximin. I thought we had it in our clutches. I thought we really had it. You can't always get your way, unfortunately. I know it's the Carabao Cup, but that still stings a bit. We've had 2 losses so far today. Well, I mean, technically a draw, but we lost on penalties. It's a knockout of the Carabao Cup, which probably a blessing in disguise, considering what we have to do in the rest of the competitions. But it's a tough pill to swallow. Newcastle go through on a penalty shootout after a 1-1 draw in normal time. It's a difficult one, but what can you do? Well, I just wish we could have won, but again, Carabao Cup, not the end of the world. We'll just go over stats one more time. 58-42 in terms of possession. 14 shots to 11, both in our favour, but they had the expected goals lead with 2.8 to our 2. So, take a look at the match performances then. I don't think Maguire covered himself in glory, to be honest, today. So he might be a bit down the pecking order for the foreseeable. We do have Anthony getting man of the match for the whole game. Our goal coming from the Brazilian winger. Dean Henderson putting himself a good performance in, to be honest, as well as saving one of the penalties. It could have been more had it not been for the Englishman. Lissandro Martinez strong at centre-back as well, except for when the goal went in, but I'm not putting that full... I mean, it is his fault, but I think maybe a bit of player switching shenanigans maybe snuck in there. Fred was okay. Shaw did alright. The fullbacks, as usual, did okay. The assist coming from Marcus Rashford off the bench, or actually he was the one who started the match, and in the end it was unlucky for all concerned. Man of the match for them was Alan Saint-Maximin, causing problems all the time, as he does when you're against Newcastle. Callum Wilson with the goal, and it was Jacob Murphy with the assist. Callum Wilson getting a 7.6, Jacob Murphy getting a 6.8. I feel like it's a bit unfair for Darlow, because not only did he do the same amount as Dean Henderson, he also saved 2 penalties, I believe. So a bit harsh on the ratings there for Darlow, but it is Newcastle that will advance to the Carabao Cup. I'm not too opposed, but you don't like losing, do you? Didn't expect a penalty shootout. United are out. What are your feelings? Well, what do you think my feelings are? We just have to pick up ourselves and move on. Move back onto the league. We'll go for that top 4. Move on to the Europa League. And, of course, the FA Cup as well eventually too. Wilson didn't take the lead. We took the lead with Anthony. But we'll learn lessons from that, especially in terms of... we definitely need a striker in January. I don't care. Martial had a good pre-season, but since the start of the season, I've not really had much impact and much faith in him, really. We have to look at ourselves for that one. Wilson wasn't all seeing, all winning. He wasn't great, is my point. It was on us, and we have to firm the L there on the penalties. You don't want to go out of any competition, really, but thankfully it's a competition I care the least about. Take a look at the news. Newcastle United edge Manchester United shootout drama. Manchester United shootout defeat against Newcastle will be a painful memory for Johnson's team, who need now to regain their confidence. Martial impresses again. Sorry, what? Where did Martial impress? I'm trying to find it. Martial is one player very happy with his excellent run of form at the moment. Are you... Oh, bruv. What's this? What is this? I'm playing really well right now. I'm really enjoying my football at Manchester United. He told the assembled media after the game against Newcastle. Certainly seems a striker will be on the team sheet for the foreseeable future if he keep up turning in this level of performance. What level of performance? You know what? We're not going to know it. What I do know is it was just very unlucky to lose on penalties. But that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. We've got to focus back on the league. I know it's Southampton. I know they're bottom. But we need to bounce back here. Save the game over, and then we'll get into picking our selection for Game 3 of today's stream. Oh, right. I'm taking my time. I'm taking a second to compose myself. Like I said, I know it's the Carabao Cup, but I'm not happy with the loss. Again, 2 straight losses. Anything else that was a shocker? I mean, it wasn't really a shocker that we lost, but any shocks in the Carabao Cup for a round just to cheer me up a bit. Blackpool dumped out Aston Villa. That's good enough for me. That makes me happy. Anything else? Leeds knocked out Man City, so at least not the only Manchester club out. That's decent too. Luton knocked out Norwich. Fair play. I suppose they're both championship teams. It's not really a big shock. And then not really much else in terms of shocks, but it's good to see that we're not the only Manchester team getting knocked out of the Carabao. So it's positives to draw from a negative performance. So take a look at the table. We already know how it looks. We're still in second, but Southampton, I believe, are 20th. They might be 19th. They are in the relegation zone. I can confirm you that. They haven't won all season. The only team yet to win in the Premier League. And we're hoping, no offence to Southampton, we're hoping to continue that, really. So taking a look at the squad for this one. some tired legs in this one. Martinez will come out for Victor Lindelof. We'll be sat on the bench, though. We'll have Malacia left back, Dalot right back, Casemiro, Eriksen, Fernandez. And we'll start Alanga. He didn't really fill me with confidence in that last game, but I believe there's some in there, so we'll keep going with it. And we're actually going to start Van de Beek instead of Eriksen, which is a bit of a weird move. But Eriksen, of course, will come on at some point. I think we'll go with that for the Southampton game. So taking a look at the squad for the Southampton game, David De Gea regains his position in between the sticks. Dean Henderson, though, good performance against Newcastle despite the penalty shootout loss. We'll be keeping an eye on him for future games, and probably he'll get the run out against Aberdeen. So we'll keep an eye on that. But De Gea in between the sticks, Malacia, Dalot as the fullbacks, Lindelof and Varane as the centre-backs, Casemiro, CDM, Fernandez and Van de Beek as the centre midfield options with Fernandez. I can't speak. He's the captain anyway, the Portuguese Magnifico. Sancho off the left. I'm tongue-tied. Alanga off the right. Marcus Rashford will start up top. Martial didn't fill me with confidence, but neither did Rashford, to be honest. So we're just going to have to keep an eye on what's going on in the striker role. Or maybe we just go into a false nine and whack bloody Anthony there or something. I don't know yet. But for Southampton, they've got a decent squad. They've got Petkovic up top, which is interesting because I don't believe he's a striker. But they have got an okay squad. May cause us a couple of problems, but I think we've got this. I hope we've got this. Manchester United versus Southampton at Old Trafford for the third game of the episode.
Manchester United are lining up as follows. Number 1, De Gea. Number 20, Diogo Dalot. Number 19, Rafael Varane. Number 2, Victor Lindelof. Number 18, Casemiro. Number 34, Donny van de Beek. Number 8, Bruno Fernandes. Number 10, Marcus Rashford. And number 25, Jadon Sancho.
Well, you heard our squad over the tannoy. I don't think they announced Alanga, but you can see the squad here in its entirety, the starting 11 for today against Southampton. Bit of rotation because we do have Europa League in a few days, but also it's Aberdeen, so most of the starters are starting. Couple of rests from that Carabao Cup penalty shootout loss, just due to stamina really. We need to keep as much fitness as we can with the amount of squad players we have. Like I said, if worst comes to worst, we still can bring players back off loan. It was just for that first window, I didn't want to sign anyone. I know I could have disabled the first transfer window in the settings, but I did want sales, some sales for some of the fringe players that will never play. But for the new players and about 95% of the current players, I want to keep the squad in its entirety, at least up until January. And even in January, we won't be making out there over-the-top stupid signings. We won't bring in Mbappe, we won't bring in Haaland for a striker. We will bring someone with quality, but we won't bring any big names. I'll try to keep it somewhat realistic. We can leave the super team thing till about 3 or 4 seasons in. I don't know how many seasons of this career mode I'm going to do, though. That's the key. Once you win the Champions League, we don't need to do anymore. It's a poor pass. Is that... Oh! I see what's happened for Southampton. They put Adam Armstrong in the wing, and they put Petkovic in striker. Just the wrong way around. It might work for him, to be fair. Casemiro out to a rhythm here, who needs not to do that. He needs to try and get some confidence going again. Bit shaky against Newcastle. Oh, fuck. Good save at near post from De Gea. Don't know why Adam Armstrong would take the shot on that near post. But Southampton, out the gates strong here. They've got something to prove, to be fair. They've got to try and win their first game of the league today. We're coming off the back of our first loss in the league to Brighton, as well as a draining penalty shootout loss against Newcastle. We need to bounce back. They need to bounce in the first place. Alanga wins a header. Only as far as Kayeta Carr believes Van de Beek with the block. And it is away eventually. Now, don't get me wrong, in this situation of Van de Beek, he will get starts. So we won't get a ton of minutes because I don't know how much potential really we can get out of him. But he will get games. It won't be every time. It's only games where I feel like he could have an impact. Like this one, I feel like he could do something here against Southampton, to be honest. I believe he scored in the last episode, if I remember correctly. I can't remember which team he scored against, though. I think it was Leeds. But don't quote me on it. Another corner for Southampton. Yeah, it's going to be a Southampton player to get on the end of it, I think. And I believe it's come off Lindelof there. Van de Beek and Elanga out jumped, but Lindelof with a block with his head. I don't know how much he knew about it. But it is a block with his head. James Ward-Prowse sent to deliver it for Southampton. Rashi, can he get it gone? Just about. Sancho, a bit of a situation here. It's a foul against Manchester United anyway. But Sancho caught in a bit of a position where there was 4 Southampton players and no Manchester United support. So you can see the issue there. If you can't, you need glasses. Lindelof to Casemiro. Out to Varane. I don't know why Varane's that far forward, but either Armstrong's just slipped on his arse. Elanga. I think Rashford's still on. I don't think Rashford's still on. As the game was about to say, I'll say it too. If we win today and Arsenal drop points and go back to first place. For that brief... We were in first place, of course, for a brief spell when we won all 4 out of 4. But then other teams played their 5th game before we did. So... It was a very brief stint, but we were first for a bit. We've lost the ball there with Rashford. We've intercepted it with Casemiro, though. Like a wall in midfield. Bruno to Donny. Probably should have played it for to Rashford. Could still get it to Bruno. It was meant to go to Elanga. And it is going to go to Elanga. Oh, can Rashford get there? No, it's bounced just out of the path of Marcus Rashford. Casemiro keeps it alive for Elanga. Rashford turns it trouble. It's going to fall to Donny. I think Elanga's offside now, unfortunately. We keep the play going though. Okay. I don't understand that. I don't understand why that's the thing where the other team just can't continue play. They should just let the game continue. They always pull it back for the offside, because I know it's offside. That's why I said it was offside. But now Southampton dragged all the way back. That's unfair on them. Petkovic to target. Lindelof, I think, got a touch to it. If he didn't, he's got the ball now. A definite touch there to Dalot. Elanga. Can he turn inside? Not the way I wanted to. It's not the way I wanted him to do it, but he tried. And we have won the ball back in the end, of course. We've got Casemiro. So, Donny. Out to Casemiro. He'll let it run to Elanga. Donny. Oh, Elanga did so well to bring it away from the defender. I just needed to get a little ball into Donny. It was intercepted well. And now we're in trouble. It's Lindelof versus Petkovic. We can just push him out a little bit. Nice, Victor! Lindelof caught out a bit there, but made up for it. Lindelof's a case of someone who could maybe have his career salvaged, to be honest. I don't know what his potential's looking like. I think he's one of those who can't go any higher. I think he's hit his potential, which is 80. But Lindelof was someone I sold early in the Manchester United career mode on FIFA 22. I would like to give him a bit more of a run out. Same with Martial, but so far only one out of those 2 names has been any good, and that is Lindelof. It's a good save from De Gea. Elanga out jumped. Well, actually, Elanga wasn't out jumped. He just jumped early, and it was headed away or headed in by a Southampton player. Saved away by Big Dave and his big saves. It's a good save again, an easy save. It might have been more difficult than it was because he couldn't really see it. But it has been a save once again from David. Bruno to Sancho. We may not be able to go on the counter-attack here. We don't have the runners. And that's a foul. The yellow card when play stops as well. But we will continue the play. Dalot picking it through to Elanga, who does need help. Help is on the way. It's the ball in the middle. It's not going to fall to Sancho. A good bit of play from Southampton as well. It was Joe Aribo who got the ball across, but now we've got it back. Van de Beek. It's a poor touch from Casemiro, but he does want it immediately back. And then lost it again. The pass didn't go to the correct player there, though. That was for Van de Beek, and it hadn't locked onto him. I've arsed that up there again. Committing Varane, boys. Don't do it. It's a good save from De Gea, though. I hate to say it. I really hate to say it. Southampton have been the better team. They've got more of a point to prove, though, to be fair. They haven't won all season and they want to stay up from relegation. So I understand that they're pressing a bit more than what we'd expect. But we should be doing more than what we're doing, to be fair. Malacia wanted to clear that. It hasn't. Okay. Right. That's just pure FIFA, that. I've just absolutely tried to clart it away with Malacia. I can't get anything here. JWP making it through, out to Perot. Ball in the middle, it's cleared by Malacia initially. And the ball again, I think it's now safe from De Gea. Lads. Lads. This is issues here. Issues that I'd rather not have. I think the Ward-Prowse shot was going wide anyway. De Gea wasn't taking his chances. Another corner for Southampton, who have been the better team. This is more what I wanted. More competition with the sliders. Oh my god. Was that... I had to watch that back again. Was that off the line or off the bar? Because if that's off the line, then Tyrell Malacia needs a fucking medal. Just watch this back again real quick. I'm going to take the angle that I usually like watching it from. It's a header. Lidlow's been out-jumped by their number 10, which I believe is Petkovic. And I think this might actually go in, to be honest. I think that's in the back of the net, I can't lie. I think that's in. I'm not 100%. I don't think the ball is over the whole of the line, actually, with Malacia. Oh my god, that is... that's not a straight angle or camera shot. It'll probably show us a goal line technology replay. But that is an interesting one. Is that a goal? Oh my god. Oh my god. That is as close as you're going to get. Bloody hell. Christ almighty. That is something. That is something. Donny not the fastest, but he's going to have to make the move here. Sends Perot to the floor, but then gets tackled. Oh my god. We are living dangerously. To say the least. We are living dangerously. That's got to be De Gea's. As we ran there just in case. It's not a goal. It's not a goal for Southampton, but my god. My god. That's all I'm saying. Elanga. Can't get the ball through to Donny. We win the ball back. We do. Can we get the ball through to Donny this time? We do. We get to Rashford. We do. We get a shot off. So I think that's our actual first shot of the game. I actually think that might be our first shot of the game. 40 minutes in. Jesus Christ. If we do get some kind of result here, Malacia deserves a knighthood. Fernandes towards Varane. It's not away. Casemiro knocking it in. Oh, Rashford. Donny. Oh, Jesus Christ. How has there not been a goal in this match? Casemiro. I mean, it really should be Southampton's lead, but we're close as well. Sancho. Inside. Oh, it's not done the move. I wanted to do a move in past the defender. It's not done it. Oh, my God. What a game here at Old Trafford. I thought Southampton had scored. I thought we'd scored. Somehow it's still 0-0. It might stay that way heading into the break. Although Southampton pushing again. This is not a bottom of the league Southampton. This is absolutely not a bottom of the league Southampton. I've come up against this different Southampton today. This Southampton is hitting different. 4 minutes of added time in the first half. We're already through 2.5 of them. Bruno can't get the ball away, and it's tackle. It's a brilliant tackle, and issues may have arisen, but we'll get to them in a second. We're on defence again. Last chance of the half here for Southampton. Casemiro, just boot this, please, lad. Bruno's got a knock. That's the issue. But what a half. It's still 0-0. But you've got to ask how. You've got to question how there hasn't been a goal in this one. Southampton literally centimetres away Well, I don't know what title this episode, but centimetres away from scoring. Taking a look around the grounds, 0-0 between Everton and Newcastle. Leeds lead Spurs 1-0. Aston Villa lead Brighton 1-0. It's a 1-1 draw between Liverpool and Wolves currently, and Brentford in the lead against Bournemouth. But fucking hell, the action's happening here. Take a look at the match facts. Southampton been the better side, I would have said. 57 at 43 in terms of possession for us. They've had 10 shots to our 4, and it's 1.6 XG for both sides. But fucking hell, oh my god, Fernandes may have a knock as well, which will be a knock to our whole season if it's anything serious. If it's that bloody broken toe, I swear to God, man. But right, let's just take a moment to recompose. I'm finishing off my drink, and then we'll get to the second half. Bloody hell, what a half of football. Heart stopping the whole time. Southampton dominated the main part of that, but as it came towards the end of the half, we would come back into it a little bit. Let's just see what goes on second half. We're pushing a bit attacking here because we need a goal. We need to beat Southampton. I know I wanted a pummeling here, or maybe some kind of big result just to bounce back, but I'm happy with the 1-0 if we get it now. Malacia into Sancho. Can we score immediately out the gate? That would be fantastic, except the ball has not gone to Rashford. It's been intercepted. Jesus Christ. I don't know why he's passed that. I couldn't tell you why he's passed that. It's a brilliant ball through from Aribo. I don't know why he's passed that. That it should have just been shot by, I believe, Petkovic shot front, if I remember correctly. But he's passed it off out towards Albrighton, and it hasn't worked out on that occasion. Alanga knocking it back to Donny. Try and play it smart a bit here. Please tell him Bruno's lost his knock. He hasn't. Why? I was going to say, why isn't Bruno moving? He does still have a knock. I have to take that into effect as well. But it was a simple pass. Right, I'm slightly annoyed there. I knew exactly what they were going to do. I wanted Varane to do it, and then the game just wouldn't allow me. We might have to bring on Eriksen very, very soon. But for now, we've got a corner to defend. We'll give Bruno till the 60-minute mark to see if his injury subsides. It could be a broken toe. It could be a problem. Ward-Prowse in the middle. Oh my god, it's Malacia again. Oh, fuck off. Oh, it's one of those games, isn't it? It was one of those games where something was going to go in stupidly. I can't help but laugh. Malacia off the line again, might I add. And as I try to clear it, it falls to, I believe it's Petkovic. I've cleared it straight into it. It's a fucking crotch goal. That's got to hurt, but it's got to help as well. It's got to make people happy inside. The pain in that smile is hiding a lot of pain. Petkovic gets his second goal of the season, but he might not get a more weird one than that. And I think it's time we make a change if Bruno's still got the injury, because we can't push for a goal with an injured midfielder, can we? Donny van der Beek's just going to have to tough it out, I think, unless McTominay we bring on at some point. But that Malacia's been a fucking hero today. He doesn't deserve that. That's just unfortunate. That's just unhappy news for us there. And it may signal a first Southampton win of the season, but fucking... I mean, it's been one of those games, hasn't it? It's one of those games where Southampton have just not been the 20th place side that the game has put them as. Casemiro's getting pressed, no problem. It's Casa-fucking-Miro. Lindelof does get the header in. It's going to bounce straight back to them. Yeah, I'm seeing what... I'm picking up what the game's putting down now. I'm realising what's going on here. What? How did I not intercept that? This is not a 20th place Southampton, is it? Bruno. Bruno's probably asking why he's been subbed off, but we're just trying to protect that injury just in case it is something serious. Bruno's saying push forward a bit. We've been pushing forward since the half-time interval. The problem is with pushing forward is we're leaving room at the back, and Southampton take advantage of that. Langa try to get that all the way through to Rashford. It's blocked. Varane doesn't get to make the pass he wants. Eriksen. Casemiro into Donald. Alanga back to Van der Beek. Casemiro, they're really holding back now. They're going to be parking the bus, and I don't blame them. It's a first, possibly a first win of the season. Sancho, Malacia. Ericsson. Can he make the room for a shot? He can! Oh, it's just past the post for Christian Eriksen. It could have been 1-1. Oh, this is a fucking pain in the arse. Anthony will be coming on soon, probably. Alanga hasn't really done much on that right wing. When he has tried something, it's just been blocked by Southampton. I think Anthony might be the bit of magic we need. Not just yet, but very soon. We've not had any real impact from Rashford either. Got a couple of chances, but they've been either saved or just blocked. So maybe Martial might be the striker we need for this one. I don't know. I don't know at this point. We're losing to 20th place. Malacia gets tackled, but does get tackled. A bit of a battle with all Brighton there, but we eventually get the best of it. As De Gea receives the ball. Sancho into Eriksen. Rashford's there. He's on. He's got the pace over the defence. Oh, it's Bazunu again with a save. I don't want to do it yet. I will do the Anthony substitution, but Rashford really coming into it a bit there. He's fucking... Oh my God, this one's been a pain in the arse. The goal as well. If they win off a goal from the crotch, I'll be very upset. Oh my God. I think they may, I didn't see their substitution, but I do know ours. Anthony for Anthony. I'm really hoping Anthony. It cost a lot more money. Can inspire something here. Ball in will be probably from Eriksen off the corner. It's Anthony to deliver the corner actually. It's towards Jadon Sancho! I'm still really considering that Martial substitution. I don't want to leave it too late. But I feel like I don't know what I want to do here. I don't know what I want to do. I know what I want to do. I want to get a point at least. Potentially 3. I would have liked to have Old Trafford as a fortress this season and remained unbeaten at it. But Southampton have had other ideas. 20th place Southampton, might I add. You wouldn't think they were 20th place the way they fucking played us off the pitch today so far. Sancho. That's not what I want to do. So we've lost the ball because the game has done the wrong thing. Lovely. Eriksen cuts it out. Try to play it off to... I just feel like they're pressing me too hard here and I can't make anything, which is the exact case. Eriksen. Rashford. Sancho. Back into Rashford. Anthony asking for it through. Does get it, but can't do anything. Just yet anyway. Donny van de Beek. Can though. And it's an equaliser from out of absolutely nowhere. That'll stand you in good stead, lad. I say it's out of absolutely nowhere, but I mean, we've had our chances. It's just not been consistent. Anthony, instant impact off the bench, might I add. Donny van de Beek finding the finish, and he can come off now. He can come off. We're going to do the McTominay substitution, and we're also going to bring on Martial as well for the remainder of these minutes. I should have... They took their fucking kick-off quick. I should have done it before the kick-off. It will be McTominay. It will be Martial. And I'm not sure whether I want to bring on Martinez as well. We'll consider it soon. For now, though, those are the changes. It's 1-1. Southampton back off track now for their first win of the season. Thankfully. They've been the better team, so it's a bit unfair on them. Malacia blocks a shot from Walker Peters. Block in from Casemiro. And immediate impact from our star man on the right hand side. Donny into Rashford. Will it be 2-1? In moments, no Bazunu with a save, and that'll be Rashford's final action of the game. Donny van de Beek and Marcus Rashford will come off for Scott McTominay and Anthony Martial. I don't know where I defend for the point or push for the 3. I think I've got to push for the 3, don't I? Because they're bottom of the league. Sancho to deliver this towards Martial. It's away, only as far as Lindelof, who will knock it back out to Sancho, hopefully. He does. In to Dalot. Eriksen. Oh, couldn't find Casemiro. We've got time here, lads. Let's just compose a bit. Compose. Malacia, great. He's been fantastic today. Tyrell Malacia. Sancho. It's not the... It's the pass I wanted to Martial, obviously, but it's gone the wrong side quite clearly. Malacia once again in the correct place at the correct time. Eriksen to Van de Beek. Martial! It wasn't Van de Beek who it went to. I think it went to Anthony, actually, because Van de Beek's not on the pitch. But I panicked. Martial. Latest chance maker for Manchester United. Salisu coming off or coming on, I should say, for Perot. Interesting choice there, considering Solis, who isn't a left back. Anthony to deliver towards Anthony. We're in our corner. Move Anthony away from it in case he touches it and gives it a goal kick. I wasn't risking it. Do we whack it in with Ericsson rather than Anthony? That's the question. I think Ericsson may have more ability to whack this in better. He does. Yeah, we'll whack it with Ericsson. See what we can do. Ericsson towards that back post. Wasn't quite how I wanted that to go, due to the fact that it didn't go to any of my players. Let's try to cut out Bazzuno's choices here. McTominay will get it from Casemiro. That's smart from Man United to cut out the chances, or the choices. Anthony can't keep possession. Will there be a late goal here at Old Trafford? More importantly, who will it go to if there is one? Lindelof making the lunge. Didn't work. Great save from De Gea. Why couldn't I go my centre-back sooner, you might be asking? Because I'm asking that. Oh boy, I went to go for Varane earlier. Mark Albrighton making way for Tino Livramento. And that'll be the final change of the day for Southampton, I believe. We ain't making any more. Malacia, once again on the line. The hero of the day so far. The fact that isn't more. Big ups to Malacia as well as De Gea. Casemiro cuts it out. We need to push now. Casemiro wants to go to Martial, but that works too. Anthony's got the pace. Does he have the ability? Not to get past everyone. Not to get past everyone. No, he doesn't. Not yet anyway in this Premier League season. Varane. Lindelof. We've got 6 added minutes at Old Trafford. Diogo Dalot. Anthony. McTominay into Martial. Needs some help here. Receives it in the form of Christian Eriksen. It's blocked. Southampton are just trying to keep it. I think they are actually playing for the point now. Southampton will absolutely take a point if they can get it off of Manchester United. But we want the 3. Martial. Need some options here. We're not getting anything. Fucking hell. Yeah, they're going to play for the point. Now we have to push this now. We have to push this. No fucking around. Oh, we're fucked around. It could be Southampton to take it all now. I am absolutely enraged. But why Martial isn't getting any attacking options there. And that will do it. Tough one again. But we're lucky it's a draw, to be honest, in our respect. Realistically, I don't know why nobody's pushing up with Martial when I'm on ultra attacking. We'll have to take a look at some of these tactical options. We got a point. I think we have to be happy about that, the way that Southampton came out and absolutely just threw the kitchen sink at us. Man of the match for me, Malacia. I don't know if it'll be for the game, but definitely for me. Those 2 goal line clearances prevented Southampton from being even further ahead. And in the end, a 1-1 draw. Petkovic with their goal. Donny van de Beek with our goal. I think we have to take that, don't we? As much as we are Manchester United, and I would rather be pushing for a winner, I think we have to be happy with a draw. Southampton probably were the better team today. 57 to 43 in terms of possession. 11 shots in our 11 shots to us, 15 to them, and 3.6 expected goals each. It really could have gone either way. But Southampton absolutely outperforming where they are in the table, to be fair. Man of the match, it better be Malacia. It is Tyrell Malacia, man of the match. Incredible defensive display today. Tackling when he needed to tackle, just all out keeping that right hand side for Southampton quiet. Not to mention the fact, 2 goal line clearances. Big ups to our Dutchman there. Casemiro again strong in midfield, and Donny van de Beek having a decent game. Getting the goal, which obviously raises his rating, but having a good game before that anyway. 7.8 rating for our other Dutchman. David De Gea, 7 shots, 7 saves. The goal conceded wasn't even a shot on target. That's mad, in it really. Varane saw it back. Varane and Lindelof were very good. The defence was really good, to say Southampton just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. The striker position is still a problem. Anthony coming off the wing though, and giving an assist to Donny van de Beek for that equaliser. I do want to check Southampton's ratings actually. I want to see if anyone's out. Well, no, they can't have, because Malacia got man of the match. But Petkovic, he was a problem all day. Even with the goal that maybe shouldn't have been the goal, he deserved a goal today, so I can't begrudge it too much. James Ward-Prowse strong in midfield as we expect. Maitland-Niles as well doing well. He switched to a 5-back towards the end. They really were parking the bus for that 1-1 or that 1-0 victory. We did break through eventually, though, and get the equaliser. The goal coming from Petkovic. There's no assist because of the way the goal was scored. I just want to, I just want to see Southampton's goal again here. Why is this Dallo? I'm assuming this is a glitch. I think that's a. I did want to see the goal line clearance, to be fair, but it has glitched out, which is unfortunate. But here's the goal from Petkovic. Why is everyone invisible? I guess we won't be seeing the. I guess we won't be seeing the highlights. What's happened here then? Oh, we've got Donny's. We've got Donny's goal. Okay, well, watch the equaliser then. Brilliant finish from Donny. I would have liked to see the Petkovic goal though because of the way it was scored, but I don't think. Oh, there we go. No, it's fixed itself now. So this was the goal. Malacia cleared off the line. Try to clear it away. It just bounced straight into Petkovic. Southampton did deserve the goal, but it's just the way it's scored, isn't it? Really, you can't. The man has scored it with his crotch. You can see his pain. You can see the pain as he as the ball goes in the net, and he's like, "Oh, it's going in," but he's trying to hide the pain here. That is him screaming because the ball came in off his crotch. And can we see the Tyrell Malacia goal line clearance now? I know it says Diogo Dallo, but can we see the Malacia goal line clearance now? This is the one. That's the one where it really should have been 1-0 Southampton and earlier on, but look how close it was. The argument that we should have lost the game today, but I'm absolutely... as much as I wouldn't have taken a draw beforehand, that is inches away. As much as I wouldn't have taken a draw beforehand, I would have absolutely taken a draw now. Bloody hell. What a game. For a draw, that was a fantastic game. Can't begrudge that too much. Oof. Oh my. Southampton really did it. Fernandez out for 5 days, which means he's already back for Europe, and I wasn't going to use him for Europe anyway. That's a lot better than what it could have been. Getting back to full fitness. Bruised shoulder, I believe that is a 5-day injury. So it could have been worse. Doesn't mean I have to... Well, I might title the episode, "Oh, no, Bruno's injured." I don't know yet. We'll see. You'll know what the title is when you click the vid if you watch on YouTube. Yeah, we have to be pleased we got a draw. We have to be pleased. Fucking hell. Southampton. That was not 20th place Southampton. If that's 20th place, I'm concerned for the Big Six. I really am. We can never relax at level. We couldn't. We took the chances we had, but they had more chances, and they also was. They also were even a very good side. I can't begrudge a draw there, but if it hadn't been for Tyrell Malacia, it could have very easily been a loss. Now what we're going to do is we play the Europa League game. We'll take a look at the league table following this. Up next in the league, it will be Arsenal. So that's not good, especially coming off a 1-1 draw against Southampton, but it could be interesting as well. Take a look at the inbox then, because we saw a message from McTominay. The Bruno Fernandes injury has come through as well. 5 days. He's already back. He's already back. Scott McTominay does want to come in for this game, and he will. I will actually try him at centre mid, but I don't like you asking. All right? Just wanted to let you know I feel a good boss, ready to come in for Bruno. Yeah, I've already thought about that. You will come in, and it will be for Bruno. Not technically, but Bruno won't be starting, is my point. So we'll go into pre-match press conference, then we'll save over the game, and we'll get in this game against Aberdeen. Fernandes is still part of the plans. We'll have him off the bench. If we can. It might be 4 days between the game which happened and this one, so... Oh, yeah, we drew the first game, but respectfully to the other teams, we drew against the best team in the group. We'll just focus on this game. If we don't beat Aberdeen, it's been a difficult episode today. The sliders, we have made it a bit more difficult for ourselves. I'm really enjoying this kind of level because attacking feels more difficult. Defending feels as it should, as I want it to be honest. I like the way it is right now, basically, the game I'm playing, the sliders that I've got. I will still play the Arsenal and Liverpool games, decide after that. But I think this is probably the way we stick for it for at least now. At least maybe even the first season. We'll figure out. I don't want to talk too much about sliders again. It seems to be all I talk about. We'll save the game over and then we'll enter our final game of today's episode against Aberdeen. Now, for anyone who's been living under a rock, or even if you just not watched the career mode yet and this is your first episode of the Manchester United career mode, first of all, I'd advise you go watch the other episodes to catch up. But if you're wondering why we do have Aberdeen in our group, as well as Jagiellonia, who are also in here, the teams that we have in our real life group, or had in our real life group, do not exist in FIFA, because of course we had Sheriff and Omonia Nicosia. So neither of those teams exist in FIFA, which is why they've been replaced by Jagiellonia and Aberdeen. There's a bit of a lesson from me. I didn't know at first either. I checked Google and then I realised who was in our group at that point, and it is quite obvious now. We are going against a 5-back Aberdeen side. With all due respect to Aberdeen, because they're in a position that they probably shouldn't be in. We should be destroyed here. We really should. And I'm sorry, Luke, but Malashi's getting the start just purely because of his heroic actions. I know he's a little tired, but purely because of heroic actions against Southampton, preventing us from losing that match. Dean Henderson in goal. Maguire will partner Martinez. I want to see how that goes. Lindelof will be our bench option. Varane can have a rest. We will have McTominay come in for Fernandes like he wanted, but we're actually not going to have it like that. We're going to swap him across. I do actually want to use Fred as well, but I don't want to use McFred, so you see my issue. Fuck it. Casemiro probably the man to make way at some point in this game as well, because we do have Arsenal coming up straight after this, actually. I mean, it's not in this particular episode, but it will be the next game. Martial can have a run out up top because it's Europa League. And we're rotating Garnacho. Did Dalot start the last game, or was it Wan-Bissaka? I think it was Dalot, wasn't it? So I'll have Wan-Bissaka come in for this one. And I think that'll do us. Alanga's one I do kind of want to start, but Anthony has been fantastic. And I don't trust Alanga right now. Maybe give Alanga a sub-appearance. Is there anyone else I want within the team here? I'm actually going to have Dalot on the bench rather than Shaw. No, we're not, because Shaw needs minutes. He'll get upset. I'm starting Ericsson. Sorry, McTominay. I'm starting Ericsson. I was thinking about it. I had to think about it. I'm starting Ericsson. Captain of today will be Harry Maguire. But that's how we're going to go. I think I want a slightly attacking midfielder in there as well as two DMs, because I don't know how you count. I don't know if you count Fred as a DM. Casemiro's definitely a DM. I want someone who's got a bit more attacking intent. We'll definitely give McTominay minutes because I need to rest Ericsson for Arsenal. But for that, for now, that's how we're going to go against Aberdeen at Pittodrie. I know it doesn't say Pittodrie because it's not in the game. Henderson in goal, Malacia and Wan-Bissaka as the fullbacks, Martinez and Maguire as the centre-backs. Maguire will captain the side today. Casemiro, CDM, Fred and Ericsson as the centre midfield options. Garnacho off the left, Anthony off the right, and Anthony again in striker. But it's Martial of the Anthonys that is going to be striking. Before we do go in, though, I do want to take a little look at our one off the left. Now, this is just purely an idea. No absolute commitment has been made to this. If we can't find a striker or find goals from our strikers up to January, do we move Anthony in as a centre forward? It's just consideration. Absolutely no idea if I'm going to do it yet. I don't back Rashford or Martial at the moment. Or do we even push? Do we push Bruno up there maybe? Push Bruno a bit further up. What's his finishing like? I know his shooting's good. What's his finishing like? His finishing is good. Do we push Bruno into a false nine? It might be an idea. It might be something I consider over the next few days. If you guys want to think about it as well, then you're more than welcome to put your 2 cents into the comments and I'll have a look. So we've read out a team. I hope that's not Ollie Watkins for Aberdeen. I don't think it is. But let's get into it and hopefully get our first victory in our Europa League campaign at Pittodrie. I really hope we don't drop points against Aberdeen. No offence to Aberdeen. I just hope we're able to do it. That's all I'm saying. Of course it isn't Ollie Watkins. Why did I ever think it was? I didn't ever think it was. It just would have been fun if it had been. As the Aberdeen team gets read out, we have got to win here. If we drop points, because I'm 90% sure Sociedad will beat Jagiellonia. If we drop points here, it could be an issue. We've also yet to win in this episode. The small slider changes have made it a lot harder, as well as the lack of being able to find goals from our strikers doesn't help. I believe our goals have come from Anthony and Van de Beek today. I can't remember who scored in the Brighton game. Fernandez, I think it was, in the Brighton game. We've had no goals from our strikers today. So Rashford and Martial need goals in this one. And I'm not writing off Aberdeen by any means, because they could shock us. They very much could. But the fact of the matter is, Martial, this might be the best game for Martial and Rashford to get goals in. Because up next, it is Arsenal, and we need to find goals from somewhere if we're going to get the victory over Arsenal. Wan-Bissaka out to Anthony. Maybe a bit unfair starting Anthony against Aberdeen, really, but I don't trust Alanga right now, which is, it probably would be a good idea to have Alanga in this one, but for now, we're not going to do it. Fred gets a shot blocked. Aberdeen on the counter here, perhaps. Easily cut out by Harry Maguire, who's taken a heavy touch. He's going to fall for Ericsson. Anthony, you know. Knocking it in towards Martial. It's punched away by Roos. And it's away by Aberdeen. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but we should be dominant in this one. I'm expecting maybe a couple Aberdeen chances, but hopefully we can see him off. Maguire getting involved again. Ericsson. Down to Fred. Garnacho asking for it. Garnacho's going to receive it. Fred again. Wasn't meant to be a reference. Martial into Anthony. Didn't want to shift it onto his left for some reason. That's the reason it's a save there. I was waiting to shift it onto his left. That's why I was taking so long. Ericsson. Someone is down. Martial to Ericsson. Cracking one from range. Who went down there? Oh, Garnacho. It's not the end of the world, because it is Garnacho. I'm sorry to say, Garnacho, it's a bit rude of me. But I don't want anyone injured, really. Especially Garnacho. He's the one who needs to grow. Maybe looking at a loan for him in January and bringing back either Palestri or Diallo, to be honest with you. Most likely be Palestri that we bring back, if we do bring back anyone. Anthony. Wan-Bissaka. Ericsson. Into Tony Martial. Back to Casemiro. Ericsson. Fred is very far forward for a centre midfielder, I've noticed. Casemiro has been clattered by an Aberdeen defender. Jesus Christ. He's gone from Real Madrid and multiple Champions Leagues to Aberdeen. Jesus Christ, Casemiro, what fall? Oh, to be fair, I didn't know we were playing Aberdeen. Now it's that point of the game where you just wanna put your head through a TV screen, isn't it? I'm not sure how A, I've outstrengthed him and he still kept possession of it, and B, how Henderson hasn't saved this. Right. Okay. Aberdeen lead. Ilber Ramadani with a goal for the Scots. I'm absolutely in disbelief, and I don't like this. 1-0 Aberdeen. We are rotating, of course, as well, but it's not what you want to see from Maguire. Maguire, I'm not sure is fully at fault there. But it's absolutely not what you want to see from your backup goalkeeper, is it? Casemiro spots Garnacho. Fred again. Martial. I thought Fred was going to make the run through like he's been doing all game. The one time I want to is one time he doesn't. Eriksen's blocked. Second shot, and it's wide. If we lose to I'm going to say it again. If we lose to Aberdeen, the career mode might be over early. I can't lie. It will be hard to recover from. That's all I'm saying. 1-0 Aberdeen. It's not a scoreline I expected to read. Maybe in another game, but not in this current one with Manchester United. Anthony makes his space out to the right, and he takes a shot on. Oh, if this keeper has a goalkeeper game of centuries, he has the best goalkeeper game he ever has, I'm not going to be happy. It's still saying Garnacho's injured, but I want to keep pressing with him because he needs game time. Eriksen. Brilliant ball in towards Harry Maguire. Oh, it's just not enough power on the header. The idea was correct, but the power was incorrect. It's going to be knocked on by Aberdeen, who you've got to think they're already starting as a 5-back. They're playing as an 8-back now. Maguire to Eriksen. Anthony. It's just that easy. I don't know how we conceded in the first place. Anthony equalises. I wanted to play it to Martial at some point along the line, but he just wasn't available for that pass apparently. So I just literally walked through with Anthony. Just slides it past Roos in the Aberdeen net. And the order has not been fully restored, but slightly restored in terms of scoring a goal. I think Anthony has just glitched through Stewart as well, their defender. Wasn't on the cards, it wasn't a part of the plan. But neither was going 1-0 down. So we don't always get what we bargained for. I think what I've realised with these streams, they'll probably be around 2.5 hours a piece, which is quite a lot, obviously, but you can break it down. It's on YouTube, you don't have to watch it all in one go. You can break it down into watching a match at a time or whatever you want to do, however you want to watch it. But the full streams will probably be around 2.5 hours a piece, which isn't awful. Maybe a bit longer on occasions when there's transfers and just other shit to do, etc. A lot of admin to cover. But most of the time, it'll probably be about this kind of length. About 2.5 hours max. We're at a 2-hour mark just now, but we've still got the rest of the game to finish and just to go over everything that's happened in this episode, which, good and bad, I will have to do against my will. Anthony. It's good cover by Aberdeen's defence. You know what, they put up a fight. They definitely put up a fight. And they've got a 5-back that they have to break down as well. Doesn't make it easy. I mean, this is Dean Henderson's make or break. I really think he's already broken it by conceding to Aberdeen in the first place. But at the same time, we were a bit lacklustre defensively as well. Garnacho. Pass it through to Martial. Right, now, I'm a man who can take some bad finishing. That sounds really weird. I'm a man who can accept when, like sometimes the players will miss. Sometimes the players will miss their shots, and that's fine. But with the strikers under scrutiny at the moment, Martial and Rashford, Martial more, obviously, because Rashford's had a couple of goals this season. Martial, I think, has had one. The point is, all right, with the strikers under scrutiny, you can't be missing like that. Fred, again. Try to play it to Anthony. Which is why I'm considering putting Bruno into a centre-forward role or Anthony into a centre-forward role. There's no way Barron gets past Wan-Bissaka. You put the foot in, lad. Oh, my God. No. I'm absolutely not. No, I'm not conceding two. I'm not conceding two to Aberdeen. What the hell is Wan-Bissaka doing? Just make the tackle, boy. Garnacho. He's through. He's not quite through. I wanted to knock that into Martial. Couldn't get the knock done. Aberdeen are really grinding my gears. Maguire with the strength this time does win the strength battle, and I think he's left a man lying. Have that. Eriksen to Fred. Garnacho. Eriksen. Oh, it's blocked. And that's half time. This game has flown. It's 1-1. I can't explain why. Oh my god. Martial was not the man to start this one, but I don't know if Rashford would have done much better. Again, the strikers have been very underwhelming, which I knew it was going to be a difficult area. I knew it was going to be difficult. I just thought they'd score some rather than nearly none. Well, that's a wake-up call. Aberdeen, I wouldn't say have matched us in this game, but they've matched us in goals, which is the most important one. 0-0 between Sociedad and Jagiellonia, which means, as it stands, we'll stay bottom of the group. But looking at the other scores, no other teams are really interested in, and some will play at a later date or a later time in the day. Garnacho may have to come off. He's still got that knock. 64-36 in terms of possession, 10 shots to 2, 2.2 expected goals, 0.7. I'm gonna persist with Garnacho. It's stupid, but I'm gonna. Actually, am I? I had to think about this. No, you know what? Alanga can come on. I thought it was Sancho we had on the bench. I wanted to rest Sancho, to be honest, but we do have Alanga actually on the bench instead. And I think it's a situation that may need a change. I'm really hoping Garnacho's just got the 5-day thing like Bruno. If Garnacho has a 3-month possible broken toe or something that'll keep him out for a while, we will have to recall a winger. I think eventually. It might not be immediate, but we will have the one eventually. Ante try to get it through to Martial. Doesn't come through. Casemiro try to press the ball here. We won't get it. Oh, what the okay. Sandro Martinez getting it away. Wasn't for Fred, because it was meant for Malacia, which was a less risky pass. But it has been brought away. Can't believe it says we may need Bruno Fernandes for Aberdeen. Thought we were using a strong enough lineup to see these guys off, but... Oh, Tony! Good. By Malacia once again. Malacia is a king right now. Alanga. Martial. Playing back to Alanga. Ericsson. From range again. He likes those range ones, but nothing happened from there. Fred, blocked by his own teammate. And Anthony, it's gone through him, I think. We've got it back, though. Anthony trying to knock it down eventually to Ericsson. I don't know why it wouldn't just go to Ericsson straight away. Why did it have to take fucking 7 different paths? Offside, surely. No? Okay. The refs decided against offsides this game. Got it. A block. I think it might be the teammate that's actually blocked it as well. Oh my god! Why are Aberdeen causing us issues? Also, by the way, was that not offside? I very much felt it was. I don't have to bring on the big man, Bruno Fernandes, to bail us out. Well, Rashford as well, the big men, I suppose. Because it's Aberdeen. No offence to Aberdeen, but they're Aberdeen. As well as the fact we've got Arsenal in a few days, I don't want to jeopardise our chances against them. Loss against Brighton, loss against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup, and a draw against Southampton. If we drop any more points, against Aberdeen, we're looking shit for Arsenal, by the way, and they will just run over us. They will run over us completely. I don't want to be a pain in the arse, Casemiro, because it's a great bit of defence from you. But I headed it not for a corner. I headed it out the other way. Aberdeen have had 3 straight corners here. Why is it so difficult? They're going to go for the number 9. No, not. Oh my god! Oh my god, my heart was just in my mouth. Maguire, thank you, lad. Jesus Christ. I actually thought we were going to go down to Aberdeen again. Anthony. I've turned back a touch before that. I didn't want to run straight to the goalkeeper. Got an injury now. I think this is involving the Maguire and the whole goal mouth kerfuffle, really. But it is an injury for Aberdeen, and they've gone back to check it. And while they check that, while they make their injured change, we're going to make our changes. And as much as I don't want to do this, I think it's necessary at this point. McTominay will come on for now. But believe me, if Bruno is needed, Bruno will be brought on. Martial's done nothing to note as usual, so bringing on Rashford. He caught up there with Fred, is it? Fred's landed awkwardly as well, but it looks like the Aberdeen players got the worst of it. I thought it was involved with Maguire. Drop ball, and it's Aberdeen that will get to carry on the play because the goalkeeper did have it, so understandable. You've got to be actually joking me. Why are we creating that? Why is that happening? Why is that space being allowed? Why is it Martinez on him? Oh, mate. I may have made it too difficult. I may have made it too hard. Or maybe it's just the build-up of fixtures. I don't know. Either way, Aberdeen are causing us issues. Maguire gets there. Let's just try and play it out here. Let's not try and hoof it up the pitch because we need a goal. We're going to attack in. It's intercepted a bit. We'll get to Rashford still. Casemiro out to Fred. On one more to Alanga maybe. No, to Rashford instead. Interesting considering I didn't want it to go there. I find it really hard to get hold of players at the moment. Like to actually use them. Annoying. Rashford into Alanga. I've tried to sweaty it and it still hasn't worked. I don't think we're meant to win today. If we're not careful, we could be out of the Europa League altogether. Rashford to McTominay. Not the guy you want in this situation. So we're going to try and wait a second for a guy you do want in the situation, which is Anthony. Fucking Christ. I will if I have to, I will make that change. But I don't want to bring on Bruno against Aberdeen. Bruno Rashford's already embarrassing enough. Scott McTominay. Delivery in. Towards Maguire. Not connected with by the Englishman. Alanga. Through the gap maybe. Rashford. Oh, it's offside anyway. Hit the angle of post and bar, I think. In the end, but it is just offside. Fucking. We're actually going to draw to Aberdeen, by the way. Anyone who's not aware of the circumstances, we're actually going to draw to Aberdeen. Alright, come on, lads. This is Manchester United. This ain't no fucking Kilmarnock, is it? This ain't no fucking St Mirren. Why is the pass not going to the player then? Here you go, Anthony, lad. Sure you can do something. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Why can't my strikers score? Fred, you're living dangerously, lad. Blocked by AWB. He's going to have a header back to the hay. I ain't fucking risking anything. Okay, I guess I'm risking something. That was from McTominay. It's gone to Malacia, the man on him. Alanga, please, use your pace. Is this something to... I mean... Good read. Why have you called it? I've got the ball! Alright, we're doing it. We're doing it. I don't want to, but we're doing it. Bear with me, guys. Just need to think for a second how we're going to do this. They're making their change. Kennedy for McKenzie. No, lads, on a serious note, we can't draw to Aberdeen. How is that their free kick? This is embarrassing. I'm bringing on Bruno Fernandes for Aberdeen. Okay, alright, come on. On the line, I think they're playing for the point. They're Aberdeen. They're lucky they're going to get anything out of this game, to be honest with you. Martinez to Casemiro. Rashford. Looking out to Anthony. It's intercepted. Casemiro, great tackle. Wan-Bissaka, Anthony. Casemiro. Rashford. Oh, fuck off, man. I can't break him down. Alanga. McTominay. Rashford. Ref. Pardon? Where is the not free? Oh, I'm on the wrong camera angle. We'll have to back up and come back in again. Where is the fucking, like, where's the advantage? Alright, let's just zoom in here. Yeah, we'll take a little zoomy. Alright, I just need to look at this. Rashford has played the ball around him. He has taken Rashford out, and there is nothing wrong with that. Zoom out a bit. That's clean, is it? That's clean. Wow. Wowzer. We're actually going to drop points to Aberdeen because of that. I mean, it's not just because of that, but that's a big factor. That's our moment to get back in. I am in disbelief. How did Martinez not take possession of that? Ramadani coming off for Richardson. How was... Right, two questions. First of all, the Rashford foul. Is a foul... What? Just try and counter off this. Just try and stay calm. Counter off this. Rhythm. I just don't know. I've never felt like I've been in a more scripted environment than that game. I've never felt more scripted out of fucking shit in my life. I want to throw a chair. I want to throw a chair. I can't believe it. We've dropped points again. Now you've got to absolutely question a couple of things in those final minutes. I mean, you've got to question the whole performance. How the fuck have we drawn? You've got to question a couple of things towards the end there. You've got to question a few things. I can't believe our strikers cannot score. And I feel so damn sorry for Anthony Alanga as well. I don't know. I'm not sure how this has ended a point piece. I'm gonna pass out. I'm glad this is the final game of the episode because I can't play anymore under these conditions. It's been a while. It's been a long while since I've had that much frustration in a FIFA game. But we are back with fucking frustration. 62-38 turns possession in our favour. 15 shots to 8 and 3.2 expected goals to 1.8. Now the main question we've got to ask, how has that not, first of all, been a foul on Rashford? Towards the end there, how was that a corner to Aberdeen? Martinez, I don't know, he got possession, just cleared it and hopefully got up the pitch. But then we got it up the pitch. And you could just tell that whatever I did with Alanga, I wanted to play it into Anthony, who was marked. So I just took it on with Alanga and thought, you know what, we'll take the shot on here, see what we get out of it. Of course, naturally, it hits the crossbar and we lose out. I just need to function somewhere else than this game right now. I need to just think about why it's not a 3 points. Why aren't we celebrating a 3 points? Anthony, man of the match, as he usually is, because he is a fucking beast and the only person who can actually put the ball in the back of the net on this team. Martinez solid at centre-back as per usual. The centre-backs were good. The centre-backs were great. The whole team was great. It was that early goal that I think was because of Dean Henderson that they were even in the match at all. Malacia with a 7.7 again, another incredible form. It's the whole defence, as well as CDM, of course. Once again, striking goal with them. Fred did an alright job. Henderson, questions about how he let the goal in, but the shots that he did have following that, which weren't many, he kept out. The main problem, and we've covered it as well, I should say, Ericsson getting the assist and a 7 rating, the Dane once again. being involved. Garnacho may have an injury. I completely forgot about that. But the problem is striker. Absolutely the problem is striker. The problem is we don't have anyone who can finish clinically since Ronaldo departed. And I absolutely knew that it was going to be hard in terms of having striker options. We have Martial and Rashford for the whole of up till January. But I didn't expect eons of goals. I didn't expect plentiful amounts of goals. I didn't expect goals coming left, right, and centre. But I expect some goals. I think our top scorer is Anthony. I'm going to check the stats. We did concede a really poor goal early. I am going to check the stats so far of the squad hub. It won't be every episode, but it will be just as we start out, just to see how the players are settling in and how things are going up until January. I'll probably just check after each episode up until January, and then we'll figure it out then. We should have taken our chances, but we did underestimate them. We fully did. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. That's all I can say. Absolutely embarrassing. The fact that we couldn't find a win over Aberdeen just shows that the sliders maybe a bit too much, but I'm not gonna change them because they're fun to play on. But also, we do need that striker. Garnacho only a 5-day injury as well. Thank God, we'd have to recall anyone. Want to say thanks for putting on the team sheet, Gaffer. Shame about the result, but you gave it everything. You did well, McTominay, when you had the minutes. Nothing spectacular, of course, but it was just. I don't know. I just don't know. Denmark have come in to ask if we'll manage him. As much as I'd like to manage Eriksen on an international level as well, I'm going to say no for now. International duty will come about. The players are as follows. De Gea for Spain, Shaw and Maguire for England, Malacia for the Netherlands. France have Varane on their squad, Dalot Portugal, Fernandes Portugal, Alanga Sweden, Lindelof Sweden, Eriksen Denmark, who we just got offered to manage. We won't be managing them. McTominay Scotland, Casemiro Brazil, and Lisandro Martinez will be on his way to Argentina for that period of time. And a youth squad monthly report. Now, I forgot about this, to be honest, but we're taking a look here. Haris Novak still coming along quite well, as well as Hadi Fofana, who I'm really liking the look of. Not as tall, or actually is taller than Novak. He probably will be the man to call up and send out on loan eventually. A couple of players who are 18. The most concerning one, and the one that I really wanted to keep going with, keep persisting with, I probably won't keep persisting with, unfortunately, because his potential has fallen down a bit further. Jabu Shabalala, we'll keep him for now, send him out on loan, see what he could do, but I don't know if he'll be a permanent fixture of this United squad. Robert Braun, 54 at 55. Now he's going to be 56 very soon as well. Growing brilliantly in the academy. Only 15 as well, so plenty of time for him. Elise Petit has gone up 3. Of course, 2 of that was from a position change. He's almost at 56, but the work is being put in by this man. And eventually we'll change his drill, but at the moment it's looking good. And Nkosana Malangu, the one I like the most here, is still coming along very, very well indeed as well. Potential dropping off a little bit, which is concerning. But he does look decent, and we may actually just call him up to the first team if we need a cup striker once he hits 16, because God knows our strikers can't do anything fucking right now, can they? So, I'm not bitter, I promise. We'll sim up to the Arsenal game, and then we'll cry. Arsenal top, we're second. It's first versus second, I think, or it's actually first versus third. Villa have played their 7th game and snuck into the top 4. Take a look at the news before we do head off for this episode. Rabadani on target and draw against Aberdeen. Rabadani was the Aberdeen player. They've got this the wrong way around, this headline. A good performance from Rabadani wasn't enough to help Aberdeen past Manchester United. The 0 left to regret mistakes, get back in a 1-1 draw. Garnacho's out for 5 days, already back. Actually, he's not already back. He will be back very soon, though, in 1 day. He wasn't going to get a run out against Arsenal anyway, but he will be back very soon. Man City defeating rivals 2-1. I don't know who the rivals are. We'll just check out. Liverpool. Okay, right. Club news. Do we have any Player of the Month nominees? We do not. We've not had anyone good enough, in my opinion, except for maybe Anthony as Player of the Month nominee. And it shows Berardi for West Ham, who started off like a house on fire, to be fair for them. Ramsey for Aston Villa. Grealish for Manchester City. And then Boyko for Brentford. So one of them will get Player of the Month. I am in a bit of shock. This is the end of the episode in terms of league. We are in 3rd place now, 1 point off the top. Arsenal will be our next game, which I don't think we're ready for currently, to be honest with you. But it's a hard life for us, and we'll just have to go for it. Aston Villa are in second currently, but they have played their 7th game already. Third, Manchester United. Finishing the Champions League spots right now is Liverpool in 4th, Chelsea in 5th, Man City in 7th. The other big 6 team is Spurs, who are down in 13th, which you maybe not expect. And the relegation zone consists of Crystal Palace, Southampton, and Everton at the moment. Southampton get a big point against us to help them out. Looking at the top scorers then for the whole league before we go, and then we'll look at our team, and then we'll end the episode there. The top scorers: Grealish 6 in 6, Salah 6 in 7, Berardi 6 in 6 as well. Jimenez firing for Wolves. I wish he could do that in real life, but he's doing it in the game, which is good. Vardy and Goanka as well having good starts to the season. Our top scorer, I believe, isn't even in the list at the moment, and it is Anthony on 2. I think Rashford might also have 2. Assists, it's Freuler at the top with 3 for Forest. Jorginho up there, Vardy up there, Partey up there as well. Diaz, Undav, and our man Anthony in there as well. As for other players, we've got Martial in there on 2. Sancho in there on 2. And the clean sheets are as follows. Emi Martinez, the clean sheet leader at the moment. Leno and Lloris having good seasons as well. We're in there on 2 with David De Gea. So before we go, we'll take a look at our squad hub. And I can already tell you now, Anthony's the top scorer, but who else is firing for us? Because I don't think there is anyone. It's been difficult to find goals so far. Anthony, 4 and 3 in 8 games. He's going to be probably the player of the season. I know it's early, but I still see him popping off more than anyone else eventually. Marcus Rashford, it's not all doom and gloom, but we need one of our strikers to start kicking on soon, or we're going to have to change things up. Christian Eriksen, 2 and 1 in 7 games as well, not too bad for the Dane. Bruno Fernandes with 2 goals as well. Donny popping up with 2 goals too, and Anthony Martial, despite not scoring, does have joint top assists alongside Anthony and Jadon Sancho, who Jadon Sancho hasn't scored, but he has been contributing, so that's not too bad from him. I may be being overly critical early, but we do need goals from somewhere, and I don't, as yet, know where they're going to come from. We can't rely on Anthony to be getting them all, as good as he is. We need Rashford or Martial to start kicking on, or I want to just check this, because I think it'll take a while purely because he's reached his potential. We may have to move Bruno into a centre forward role and have him striking for us. 88 weeks, yeah, it's not going to be great, to be honest. I don't really want to do that unless I absolutely have to. Striker is 302 weeks. Again, we need to find him from somewhere. It needs to be coming from somewhere. I'm not sure where yet. That's the problem. So I want to take a little look at our loan players so far. Is there any growth from them? A couple of players going up in overall a little bit. We'll know more when it comes to January, but +1s for the majority. Some, of course, haven't got any yet. Diallo got up to 71, Palacio got up to 71. That's good. Bailly got up 1 as well. Tellez probably won't go up because he's already an 80 overall. But, I mean, I wanted a bit more challenge, and it has done exactly that. I think it was last episode, we didn't lose. Today, we didn't win. So, taking a look at the next games for us then, we'll go over the results of today as well. Kicked off today with 2, a loss to Brighton, which was not great. It was a last-minute goal as well. We preferred a point there, obviously, but you can't always get what you want. We lost Newcastle in the Carabao Cup, 5-4 penalties after a 1-1 draw as well. Draw against Southampton as well, which is very, very underwhelming because they were bottom when we played them. They're now 19th still. They're still in the relegation zone, but underwhelming draw there. And then probably the worst of the lot, the draw against Aberdeen. I'm very upset by that, and we should have had the win. Just to note as well, in the 4 games we had today, none of our strikers put a ball in the back of the net. The goal in the Brighton game was scored by Bruno. The goal in the Newcastle game was scored by Anthony. The goal in the Southampton game was scored by Van der Beek. And the goal in the Aberdeen game was scored by Anthony as well. So strikers need to fix up, or it could be a problem heading into January. We may not get top 4 the way our strikers are performing. For the next episode then, episode 4. Now, a little announcement kind of thing, kind of possible. I'm not 100% on this yet, but there is the possibility that I stream. You'll watch this on YouTube on Saturday, but if you want to watch on Twitch, there is a possibility I stream this tomorrow because I'm busy, very busy on Saturday afternoon, and I don't know if I'll be able to have the time to stream an episode of this. So there's a potential that it could be tomorrow that I stream the next episode. If you want to come live, Twitch, watch, that's up to you. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see it on Saturday anyway, because I'll schedule it for Saturday as it's meant to be every other day. But just a little announcement there. So for that episode, we start off difficult. After a bit of a horrid run of form, we are now going to have to travel to the Emirates to face our first Big Six team of the season in Arsenal. Then 12 days later, we get an international break. So hopefully Arsenal, either good or bad, we'll get to recuperate, we'll get to rest, we'll get to think about what we need to improve on, which of course we know we need to improve on, but see if we can actually do so. 12 days after that, we'll face West Ham at Old Trafford in our only home game of episode 4. We'll then go to Jagiellonia to take on Jagiellonia. I've absolutely no idea where they're from. I'll find out for next episode on the 20th, and then just 3 days later, we're back in the league, going to the City ground to take on Nottingham Forest. So it just doesn't get any easier, and with the poor form we've exhibited today, especially up front, something's got to change. I mean, it's still very early in the season, and we have got 3 months till January, but it's a long time between now and then, and we've got a lot of games to cover. So hopefully, it doesn't have to be Rashford, it doesn't have to be Martial, but hopefully we find a goal threat, and hopefully we find someone who can put the ball back in the net and in the back of the net on a consistent basis. There's not really too many issues with the defence. They are a bit committal they're committing when I don't want to sometimes. I'll take a look at tactics after I end the episode. Defensively, we're okay. De Gea performing out of his skin as usual. Henderson, a bit questionable, but he was good against Newcastle and sucked against Aberdeen, so it's 50-50. But what I do know is we're going to absolutely go for it as best as we can next episode. Arsenal, the first game, it's going to be a difficult one, but I believe we can get something out of that. It may not be a win, but I would like a result. West Ham, I want to win, but West Ham are always a tricky team. Jagiellonia, we should be pummeling them, but you just never know. And then it is Nottingham Forest, who we should be beating as well. So it'll be an interesting one next episode. Hopefully some wins will come our way, but you never know. But I'm going to end that here for today because I need to get off this game emotionally, physically, spiritually after drawing against Aberdeen of all teams. But you guys have enjoyed my ups and downs, this roller coaster of an episode, and hopefully we can kick on and improve next episode. We're starting against Arsenal, so not 100%. We'll just save over as well, so I don't lose any progress. But yeah, next match against Arsenal, it could be a disaster, or it could be the kick up the arse that we need. So I will see you next time. I'm going to probably stream it tomorrow, but the episode 4 will be as usual on YouTube, 8 p.m. Saturday. I think 8 p.m. is the time I'm going to try and schedule them for. But that will do it for this one, and I will see you very, very soon for the next one. Bye for now.